This extra special extrasode is brought to you by The Green Room, an incredible salon owned by Brooke Carl in St. Paul, Minnesota. Thank you, The Green Room, for making this extrasode happen. And I will reveal the movie title when we begin.
No, I will.
Oh, yeah. Dan will.
Totes Recall.
Ooh, welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we can't remember very well. Push pause on that talking. Eat 2 pizzas and 2 salads. Thank you, patrons, while watching the movie in question. Then we come back for a second half of the show and talk again about the very same movie we just now watched with fresh eyes. What do we get right and wrong? How does it hold up in this day and age? How was the pizza? How was the salad?
No.
My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie, this very special episode.
What's special about it?
It's a sponsored extra-sode.
Yay!
You'll hear more about that in the mid-roll.
Teaser alert.
And the movie is The Steel Magnolias. Steel Magnolias.
The Steel Magnolias?
A Steel Magnolia.
No, it's Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias.
Great.
Yes.
A movie I've never seen.
I don't remember if I've seen it.
Wow. I've seen it like 200 times.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I've
Yeah.
seen it one time.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Here's
great.
what I think happened. I think I was watching television, probably a Turner channel.
Yes,
Wow.
please.
And I was like, what is this? And then at some point I was like, oh, is this Steel Magnolias? And then I watched part of it. And then I think probably had to go do whatever it is I was actually doing that day.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, I have seen 10 to 15 minutes of this movie.
Sure.
Wow.
Great. Impressive.
It could have been fried green tomatoes though.
Oh,
So I don't know.
I could
Yeah.
see that being this movie, too. I also conflate it with War of the Roses,
What?
another
Oh.
80s movie with a flower in the title.
But isn't that one about like medieval
No,
shit?
that one I think
No,
is.
that's War of the Three Kingdoms?
There was a War of the Roses.
yeah. Are you talking about the literal War of the Roses?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would assume a movie called that
No.
was about the friggin'
No, it was
think-
about a couple named the Roses,
Oh,
and they're
but
going
it's
through
like
a nasty divorce.
it's a
It's
play
like
on-
Molly hasn't wanted to watch it.
a play on. Oh yeah.
It's got like famous people in
very famous. Maybe it's
Michael
Jack Nicholson.
it. No, who's the guy? He's got a famous son.
You know,
too.
Do
maybe-
you know any of the
Let's-
famous people that are in this movie?
Yes,
Oh,
thank you,
sure.
Beth.
Steel Magnolias.
Steel
Dolly
Magnolias.
Parton.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
why
Oh,
the
heck
200.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was revealed on our previous or next episode, depending on when this come out.
Previous.
Nice.
Previous that Julia Roberts is in this.
Oh, America's
Didn't know
Sweetheart.
that. I do know Weeds lady's in it, right?
Huh?
Mary
Oh, Mary
Mary
Louise
Beth?
Parker.
Oh, Mary Louise Parker.
Yeah, isn't she in it?
I don't.
Maybe it's a,
Is
Is that
Memory
a
fried
young
green
person.
tomatoes?
Oh,
That's fried green tomatoes.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
that
Sure.
seems more right.
No, she's definitely in fried
Because she
green
would have been like a
tomatoes.
tween, right, or something.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. When
This
did this
is a
movie come out?
powerhouse.
84?
Write that
Oh,
down
it's a
quick.
good question.
Oh shit.
I'm going to say 86.
Oh, I'm gonna also say 86 because that's what I was thinking before Molly said it.
You're allowed to say the same.
I know, but I was surprised that she plucked it from my
Oh,
very
yeah.
brain.
Wow.
It only said 1 year.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
I
no, no, no,
bet
no.
all
No,
of
Beth,
the 80s.
no.
87?
Thank
Nice.
you.
Oh, that sounds good.
You can't take it. It's
Okay.
Beth's.
I'm just
Fine.
counting.
So
up.
is this a movie where if I were to look at a poster and it had like all of the, I don't know, I guess you'd call them all leading ladies
It's
of the
an
movie,
ensemble.
it'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah,
What
you
a
would be
cast.
dazzled.
Okay.
The
I have a
Avengers
little-
of Women.
Oh, okay. If
What
that's
did you
your-
say?
The Avengers of Women.
Oh,
If the Avengers is your frame for the world, that totally works.
It's not. Please,
Okay.
please, no one think that is me.
No, it is one of those rare ensemble movies that
The
really
Justice
is
League of
ensemble. I can reveal to you who's in it, if that's okay. I can make my bets. Here's what I think.
Okay.
yeah.
Sally Field.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Shirley MacLaine.
Wow.
Daryl Hannah.
Good Lord.
Dolly Parton.
Wow. Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, who at the time had only been in Mystic Pizza. So this was like one of her big debuts. There may be one other.
Olympia Dukakis.
Olympia
Wow.
Dukakis. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
Wow.
you. And the thing to know about this is it started out as a play.
Okay.
Yeah. And it.
I'm listening.
And I remember, I think it was first at the Alliance Theater in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay.
playwright was
now
from the South.
I see where we're coming from.
And
He
had,
was named Ted Turner.
No, come on.
Theodore Tenay.
But his character, his actual person, who he is as the playwright, had
Yes.
a sister very similar to Julia Roberts' character. And that's what inspired him to write this fictionalized version. But he was trying to get at how women are in community, and the perfect place to do that is in a salon.
So does
setting.
does this film take place in the wonderful landscape of Georgia?
I believe it is in Georgia.
Wow,
I think
wow,
it's
wow.
Macon. That's a bet, though.
Write that down.
All right.
Dan,
Yeah.
write it down.
No idea how you spell that.
It's like bacon with an M.
That's perfect.
Is that what you did? He
No, I put a K.
Macon.
Macomb.
But that might be totally wrong. It could be Atlanta.
Okay.
Speaking of it being a salon movie,
Yes.
I would love to share why our sponsor, The Green Room, chose to pick this movie.
How exciting.
Brooke Carl of The Green Room says, I picked Steel Magnolias on a whim.
Ooh.
Beth was in my chair.
It's true. I was there.
Whoa.
Everyone references it as a hairstylist movie, and there's many famous actresses in it. Maybe a cult classic? I knew I needed to watch it at some point, so I did last night. You guys are in for a treat. I feel like Molly especially. I won't say too much to avoid spoilers.
Wow. How kind.
Yeah. There is a lot of Southern humor in this movie.
What does that mean?
Biscuits?
Southerners gently making fun of each other
Okay.
and making fun of Southern culture a little bit.
Like some self-aware digs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's some, that's part of the fun of it is, it's going to seem very tame by like reality show standards because there's not like super malice in it.
Okay.
I don't think. I could be wrong.
Okay, so this isn't the kind of movie where like it's they present all of these lovable women and their lovely relationships so that like the world can destroy them. It's not like one of those kind of movies where it's just like, oh wow, what a bummer that like their lives fell apart by the second act of this movie.
Oh, yes and no.
Okay. Like, I probably think
come
it's
to
gonna be
like
worse
these
than it
women.
is.
No, you come to like these women, and they do go through some tough things.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing
Yeah.
I know about this movie is that someone dies from complications of diabetes.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. That's
we'll
true.
see how that goes for me as the husband to someone with type 1 diabetes.
Great.
I don't know if this movie is a drama or a comedy.
It's mostly a drama, but I guess you call it a dramedy.
Okay.
Like there
I like to laugh.
There are highs and lows.
But I
Yeah.
also like to think and
Yeah.
feel.
I would
Yeah.
say that this is kind of a tearjerker.
Okay.
Okay.
Like it is. I don't want to say kind of. It is a tearjerker.
But like, are some of those tears jerking from laughs?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. I mean, that.
I am so shocked that you just accepted that turn
I
of
wanted
phrase.
to move past it as soon as possible. No, I don't really remember exactly what the plot is, other than you just get to know these women and their relationships, and there's maybe some tensions with another group of women.
I'm going to say
Oh.
Julia Roberts dies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right. Dan's bets. One of them has a shitty man partner.
Ooh,
yeah.
love this.
Oh. Trying to think of who that guy is.
Do you think we'll recognize
Oh,
the man
Tom-
partner?
Cruise.
Is that Tom something? Tom?
Oh,
Sandoval.
Holland? I don't
Selleck.
know.
No.
No,
Tom.
Tom Selleck? Is that what you said?
I said Selleck.
Bergeron.
Tom
I can't think of-
Barrister. Berenstein?
I don't know if it's even Tom. I'm making this up.
Papa Bear.
It might be a famous actor. I
Nathan
can't think of
Lane.
who it is.
It's Nathan Lane.
No. Okay,
What a
that's a
weird
good bet.
cast.
That's a
Also,
great
but let's picture Nathan Lane the entire time we're watching the movie.
Hell yeah.
I do want to say this because we talked about this before we chose the movie to do. And I looked up, I was like, is this still like part of the conversation about diabetes and like, what's going on? And I came across this excellent essay from someone who was like, yeah, this movie is so old, But it's also one of the few movies that talked about diabetes in any way. And honestly, I watched the whole thing and I didn't know. Like, I'm sorry, I switched from her perspective to my perspective.
Use a different voice.
And then she was
funny,
like,
like a French voice. Use a French voice.
I can't. But anyway, all to say, this movie is very old. And so for anybody who did get the idea about diabetes from it, everything they think is like pretty wrong.
Oh.
And so she was saying, I was going to have a baby. And people were like, oh, you cannot do that with diabetes. I saw it in Steel Magnolias. She was like, this is outdated. And so it's, I think, been in some ways a learning moment. Some people are like, great, let's talk about it. Other people are like, I don't need another person. Probably somebody older. I'm looking at you, Gen X boomers. Like thinking that they understand things that they don't understand.
Because they watched this movie.
Yeah, because they watched this movie 30 years ago. But I will say, for me, I was probably in middle school when I first saw it, and I've seen it several times since. And it wasn't until the most recent time I was like, oh, that's what's going on. It's not super explicit, but it could be triggering. And if you want, I'll tell you when to leave.
No, I can handle it.
Okay.
I saw an old dog in a hole.
That's true. Asking to be left behind. To die.
Yeah.
I can handle anything.
All right.
That's true.
We've steeled ourselves for this movie.
Yeah.
I do.
Now
I
my
have
heart's like a magnum.
Stop it.
what?
Olia.
Let Beth talk.
Sorry.
Oh, you were saying a flower?
He doesn't
of.
know what he was doing.
Okay.
I can explain it if you want.
Please don't.
No, thank you.
You're doing great, Dan.
Thank you very much.
I also have a diabetic in my life, and I have never seen a reaction in the way that Julia Roberts reacts in this movie. So I don't know.
I think it was accurate for the time.
Okay.
But things have advanced so much. It's even like if you go back and watch old episodes of ER, the medicine they have available to them in the 80s and 90s versus now. I mean, that's
kind of wild. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, we're talking about like a 40-year-old movie.
Yep.
So 40 years is a lot of years in medicine. So just to give that some context.
Yeah. Wow.
But also go back and watch the first season of ER. Noah Wiley is so cute.
Oh my God.
And now he's a doctor again, right?
Yes, in the pit.
But he's like
He's got a beard now, though.
Yeah, he's got a beard.
Has he seen some shit? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Crass.
Nice.
Well,
is he the same
he's the
character?
Dr. Green now.
He's a different character.
He's totally different character. It's supposed to be a different city and all that stuff. But basically, you're like,
It's kind of it.
It's basically
right.
Noah Wiley. But apparently, some ER doctors are like, it's exactly like that. It's very.
Wow.
It's got that
This
same.
one is?
Yeah,
The pit one is? I see.
That
Not
is
the
true
ER.
to the intention of ER, which was like, we want to make it as realistic as possible.
Right.
And that's part of the reason George Clooney got so upset, is because after a while, it got more and more drama-y and soap opera-y. And he was like,
He's like, I want to learn about surgery.
Yeah, basically.
It's me, Michael Clayton.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Sure.
So the movie we're talking about today is Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias, a lot of ladies, and Nathan Lane.
Sure.
They go through hard times.
Yeah.
They're in the South. How, it's the 80s. Any good vests?
Ooh.
How are we feeling about 80s fashion?
80s fashion is going to be epic. It's going to be Southern lady. So
Nice.
it's going to be big shoulders. There's going to be florals.
And
There's
they're in
gonna
a
be lot of
salon.
pink. They're in a salon.
I mean, the hairstyles.
Who, the stylist? So one of these ladies that you've mentioned has got to be the
I
stylist.
can't wait for you to guess.
It's going to be Shirley MacLaine,
Interesting
and
choice.
Dolly Parton.
Also
It's
an
not,
interesting
not
choice.
Dolly Parton.
I mean, it is, but
Oh, okay.
but it's not her and Shirley MacLaine. That would be silly.
Why?
I think women can do anything.
Yeah.
So.
Shirley MacLaine can do whatever she wants to
Yeah.
do.
Y'all, and she had were you around when she had that whole thing where she had been through reincarnations?
The only reason I know anything about that
What?
side of Shirley MacLaine is from the Animaniacs cartoon.
Oh,
Because the Animaniacs
interesting.
cartoon, in retrospect, is mostly jokes for the grown men who made the show.
Yeah.
Fair.
Wait, tell me what you're talking about.
Yeah, I also don't know.
Shirley
She
MacLaine,
had, like,
noted
a whole-
actress.
But she
Yes.
had, it was like what? Like some sort of like, she got into like crystal stuff and
She
like.
got real into woo-woo stuff
yeah.
and did a bunch of interviews and was really evangelistics is the wrong word because it sounds like she was trying to convert other people, and she wasn't. But it was like the first taste of woo-woo culture for a culture that was not used to it. And she would talk about all of her reincarnations so like factually and straightforwardly.
So it was like
opened her up to a lot of ridicule.
So it was like the
Wow.
more chill version of when Tom Cruise was like
Jumping
yelling
on
at
the couch.
No, when he was like yelling at the Today Show or whatever for like not understanding medicine or whatever the fuck that was.
Because he was against treating postpartum depression.
Something like that,
And the
yeah.
host sort of called him out on that,
Yeah.
and he flipped out.
But that host is also a known sex offender now. So
oh, it was him?
yeah,
Ew, Matt Lauer.
the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Ew. Well, anyway, what can you do?
What can you do
What can
except
you do?
watch
Steel
Steel
Magnolias.
Magnolias.
which is surely going to be better than an interview with Tom Cruise and a sex offender.
Better than McLean, better.
There's
Nice.
a great
Thank you.
comedy show
Okay.
that
Okay.
I can't remember where you can watch it anymore called Playing House.
Okay.
And it's got
Oh,
Jessica
yeah.
St. Clair and Lennon Parham
Yeah.
Parham in it. Anyway, they reference this movie all the time and they call it Steely Megs, and that's all I want to call it all
That's
the time.
awesome.
I
It is
like
a-
both of them. They have a very fun podcast sometimes, but not in a while.
Oh,
Like the podcast isn't fun anymore, or
It's not around.
I see.
It's basically a spin-off from their characters from Comedy Bang Bang.
I see.
Oh,
So it's
fun.
the Wampler.
Yes, Womp It Up. That's what
and
it's called.
her
Marissa Wampler. and her
mother or
No.
her teacher.
teacher. Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
gym teacher, I believe.
They're wild. It's wild. They're funny.
They're
I
very
feel
funny.
like this
those
is
two.
going to be like when I watch Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Okay.
Where every now and then goes like, oh, that meme, that joke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
A lot of memes?
culture. I doubt memes as much,
Memes
but a
are
lot
culture
of
now. So,
okay, but it's broader than that, right? Would you say that culture is a larger category?
not anymore.
Oh.
Lord bless us and bind us. I'm just trying to say, I think you might see some things like, oh, that's why people talk about armadillo cakes or whatever.
Oh, so there'll be some references that,
Okay, that's fun.
that percolated
Yeah.
into other things.
I've never heard of an armadillo
Me
cake.
neither, but I'm excited to find
I'm
out.
thrilled to talk about it in the second half. Write it down.
I'm writing arm cake. to
Will
save
they
time.
say? Will they say "Lord bless us and bind us" in the movie?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure they'll say exactly that, but there will be some bless your hearts.
Will they
For
say
sure.
Steel Magnolias?
I
Yeah.
don't
What
know.
are the Steel Magnolias? Is that the name of the salon?
Is that like
No.
their gang? Like the
No.
Pink Ladies?
Oh, and they
Have
got
you
fucking
never
leather
heard-
jackets?
Yes.
Have you never heard that phrase before?
I've only
Correct.
heard it in reference to this movie.
Okay. Well,
I've heard of Steely Dan, and that's something
Definitely the same thing.
very different.
yeah, it is very different. No, the idea is like magnolias are just a very southern tree, and they
Okay.
have magnolia flowers, which are very
Okay.
emblematic of the South.
Okay.
And the idea is that they look like they're beautiful and frothy, but inside them is like steel. Like it's like they're tough.
So these like
the trees are
these genteel
Yeah.
Southern ladies have a tough interior because they know how
Oh.
to get through life
Yeah.
together
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
the power of sisterhood.
And what's the saying? Like, look at
No.
that steel magnolia.
No, you wouldn't do that.
Well, I'm just a steel magnolia.
In the same way, I don't think you'd reference yourself as polite. I don't think you'd reference yourself as a steel magnolia.
But someone else might refer to you as a steel.
They might.
Like, ooh, that Dolly Parton is a steel magnolia.
You know what? I'm so uncomfortable with the direction all this is taken. I'll look it up.
Why?
We're trying to learn about your culture.
Yeah.
I know it is so hard though. This
Let's
must be
have
what
a
it's
come
like.
to Jesus moment
Oh,
about
Lord, help
steel
us.
magnolias.
Okay.
Bless us and bind us.
Oh no,
Wow.
no,
Biscuits.
all
Dan's
completely
bad.
inaccurate.
Biscuits.
Molly makes biscuits,
You
and
do.
they're
They're
good.
very good.
Oh,
Dan's
so
bad.
good.
At least two of these women are related.
Wow.
Good bet.
Sisters?
I'm gonna.
Nope.
Oh,
Well,
Sorry.
I
wow,
guess
sorry.
not.
Flip the table.
Don't flip the table. There's equipment on it.
Oh no.
Aunt and niece, mother daughter. Who's young?
Julia
Roberts. Oh,
So is Daryl Hannah.
Is she? I have no concept of how old either of them
she
are.
just seems like she's got one eye. That's what I think of when I think of
Wow.
Daryl Hannah.
No, not in real life.
No, but as an assassin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eventually.
I just think women over 40 can have acting roles. I'm sorry.
I think you will really enjoy Olympia Dukakis in this.
Okay.
thing.
I am
Does she
excited.
have an eye patch?
No.
Does she have a
Like a
hand?
No, she is
samurai
older than
sword?
40
Peg
in this movie.
A cutlass?
Some machine
Is
guns.
that what you meant by sailor sword? A cutlass?
I'm so sorry. We never
I
landed
said,
the.
did I say sailor sword?
Is that now you said?
I thought I said samurai sword,
Oh,
but I probably mumbled it bad. Samurai sword.
great. Yes, Molly?
Katana. I'm playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077 right now.
Okay.
Molly is covering her eyes and looks very sad.
We asked you legitimate questions about Southern culture, and you decided to cast it off.
You clammed up like
and
you're
so Dan and I
from
had
New
to do what we
Hampshire.
always do, which is do whatever it is we're doing right now.
I do think it is possible for you to land the relationship. So I'm sorry I chimed in, but they're not
Mother-daughter?
sisters.
Mother-daughter.
Is that your bet?
I don't know if I'm allowed to bet because I guess sisters and you said no. So I don't know if we're guessing or if I'm betting.
I'm trying to repair.
All right.
I'm trying to repair our relationship. I'm trying to repair this whole podcast.
I'd say just go with what your heart
Yeah.
feels.
I'm going to say mother-daughter, and also like a found family type sisterhood
Oh,
where two
wow.
of them have been growing up. They've grown up together, and now they are bonded for life.
They're the same generation.
Yes.
So like found sisters.
Yes. But not necessarily all of them. I feel like some of them maybe are just like, they're just buds that they got to know at the salon. But two of them at least have a eternal friendship
Okay.
from youth. That's my guess.
I'm trying to remember what it is now. Is Olympia Dukakis a grandmother
Whoa.
Wow.
or an aunt? Friend.
The family relationship. Is it okay if I reveal now?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm okay
Save
with
it for the second half.
Okay.
You can whisper it to me.
No,
I just thought the premise of the show is that we don't remember the movie, we say stuff confidently, and then we talk about it afterwards.
that's fair.
Well, Sally Field is Julia Roberts' mom, right?
Yes.
Well,
Okay, and she's always trying to protect Julia Roberts because she's like, my daughter is ill, right?
Well, and also it's just her daughter. Her daughter is young.
Yeah. And in love?
Sure is.
With Nathan Lane.
Yes. No. Different Nathan
Oh, well,
Lane.
Nathan Lane's a shitty man.
we
Julia Roberts is
decided
probably,
that whoever is the shitty man, we are going to imagine them as Nathan Lane no matter what.
If
Yeah.
Julia Roberts dies, she's probably in love with a good man.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
believe he drives a Jeep.
Okay.
Okay,
Wow.
Richard Kind.
Nice. I would love that.
Southern actor.
That's
Richard
right.
Kind.
So we've got Nathan Lane and Richard Kind in here.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Maybe a Tom, right? Someone was
Just
trying to
a
tell a
Tom?
Tom Bergeron?
I already said that.
Did you? Behringer. Tom Behringer. That's what I was trying
Oh,
to
that's who
call.
I meant.
This guy recently passed away.
Okay.
Tom Hulsey?
No.
Tom
Was a dead Tom?
is a dead Tom.
I don't know if it's Tom.
Oh,
You just
boy.
wanted to be Tom Hanks.
I do
Wow.
always.
That would be a dream.
That would be great.
Oh.
And Sally Field would also be his mother.
Yeah, she'd
awkwardly.
also, it'd be so awkward.
Beth's bet there's a lot of good monologues in this movie.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You can pull a monologue for your state championship speech tournament.
Hell yeah.
I guess if it was originally a play,
Yes.
this only makes sense.
I'm going to bet, Molly, don't tell me. This feels like the kind of movie where there could be voiceover narration occasionally pushing things along
Yeah, that sounds
so that time can pass faster.
Yo. I know there's a funeral from the GIF I posted on Discord
Okay.
where some old ladies are saying, hit me.
Whoa.
So we'll see how that plays out.
You think they're playing blackjack at the funeral?
No, it seems like someone's mad
Ah.
and they're like offering themselves up to be slapped
Oh,
to
my goodness.
vent the
Oof.
anger or strong feelings.
This sounds like a series of relationships that are quite emotionally charged.
Yeah, I'm actually a little sad that that's what you saw. Anyway, that's okay.
I mean, we don't have context for it.
Oh, I know.
I don't
It just,
search long for spoiler reasons.
No, that's totally fair.
top
Oh,
GIF.
I'm not meaning like I'm sorry you picked it out. No, I'm just saying I feel like my memory of watching this movie is that was such a big emotional moment.
Yeah, now it's a GIF.
And now it's a GIF and taken out of context. And when it happens, you'll be like, oh, it's that GIF. So that makes me feel a little sad.
Everything's memes now.
It's
the world.
almost like it's nice if we go into it without knowing certain things about the movie.
Fair.
And that no
Totally
one
fair.
should jump down my throat
All
for
right.
not wanting to learn everything.
Listeners,
I don't know what
before
we've
our
done
next
wrong at this point.
podcast,
I don't either. I feel like
What?
Molly's really.
I feel like someone made a big mistake, and I don't know if it was me or not. But I always kind of feel like Hugh Kwang from Everything Everywhere All at Once in his monologue where he's like, everybody's mad, and I feel like it's my fault.
Oh,
no.
So I probably screwed up. I'm sorry.
no.
Oh
come
my
on.
gosh.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad. And I'm the most likely to be mad.
I'm a little mad, but not at you.
Okay, fair enough. What's the kind of tree that looks
Me?
tough but is actually real soft on the inside? That's me.
Magnolia.
Balsa wood.
Probably, right? Rubber tree?
Pine tree or something.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Pine is softwood.
It's a rotten.
Rotten
Oh, my
Pine.
word.
Fine.
No.
Molly, how should we rate this
Oh
movie?
my God.
Oh no, she looks sad
She's
again.
shutting down.
Oh, this will definitely pass the Bechdel.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
test.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That'd be wild if every line was like, oh, that man.
Oh, Nathan Lane needs a new haircut.
I'm gonna have to go with tree droops.
Tree droops
Like droops like DROOP.
or
Because they're sad,
DRUPE.
like a weeping
Both.
willow.
Like a weeping willow. Yeah.
Do weeping willows have droops?
Ooh, I don't know.
Do they drop
Well,
droop?
Listen,
It's the
for
fruit of
me,
the
it's
willow.
a very insider pun. One, I felt sad about Dan's description of himself as a droopy tree. He didn't use the word droopy, but that's what came to my
Yeah,
head.
that's
And then
good.
I was like, oh, some trees are droopy in
true.
that they form droops like pecan trees
Yes.
or almond trees.
Cashews.
Cashews are a tree, are
Yes.
they?
They're the
It's a tree nut.
We've talked about this. They're the ones that look like a pear's taking a shit.
Oh, yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Great. So that's where I got it.
Great.
Yeah.
But then it can also be droopy, like the branches are all
Yeah.
flowy.
Like
and
Yeah.
droopy dog.
It can be kind of droopy because they're laden with droops.
Which is probably a good thing instead
Yeah.
of like ready to
Productive.
fertilize the ground.
I'm a weeping willow.
No, I wish my droops would make new trees.
Please stop trying to swing on me like ropes. They're not that strong.
And as a child at your grandparents' house.
Oh no, I've got wet rot.
There's a bird in my arms. I don't know. How to tree talk.
Rocks. This character rules.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty dry. Guess I'll have to grow my roots further to find some water.
Oh my
Oh
God.
gosh.
Use my
Too real?
trunk as a canoe and leave.
Take the oars.
Okay, you remember the giving tree?
Oh,
Very.
God, that tree.
Fucking
I
kid.
think that is wrong.
What is?
The whole story of the giving tree,
Okay, do we
where
have
it
time for this?
literally wears its mom down to a nub, wears a tree down to a trunk, and then sits on it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
gives nothing in return. You don't have to take the whole tree,
Yeah, that kid
especially
sucks.
if you're one kid. Ugh, hate him.
Wow.
Wow.
Strong stance on the giving tree in this, the episode about Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
At the time, we're supposed to rate the movie and get on with it.
Dan, you're first, as we all know.
I sure am.
How many tree droops you give this one?
Boy, is it tree droops or droopy trees? I already forgot.
Oh, I wrote tree droops.
Molly?
What is it? Droopy trees?
No, it's tree droops, right?
tree
Yeah.
droops.
Okay.
The wordplay works better that
It
way.
is agreed. Good job, Molly. You're doing great.
You're doing great. We're all doing great.
We're all doing
no one's
great.
mad at me.
Hey, you are a healthy, robust pine.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
You're standing up straight,
Like an oak.
but a pine.
But a pine.
You're like an oak, but a pine.
I'm the oak of pine trees.
Yes,
Oh
exactly.
boy, this is complex. Anyway, here's the deal. This movie, all I know about this movie is that it's maybe a bummer for part of it.
Yeah.
It's got all of these incredible actors in it. So it's got to be at least like watchable, if not a true cinematic experience. And given that our sponsor, the Green Room's Brooke, also seemed kind of dubious about it because she just knew it as the Salon movie, but
Yeah.
then seemed to be pretty positive about it. So I'm going to take some of that enthusiasm and put it onto myself.
Okay.
And say 4.
4. I was enthralled by that,
Cautious 4.
and I didn't take any notes. I was just experiencing the journey.
Thank
So,
you.
Wow.
I'm a bit of an orator.
When we come back for the second half and I have no notes, that's why. Beth, you're second.
I am second. I think this is a good movie. I'm going to say 4. 4. I'm going to just start with 4 with room to grow.
Nice. Like a tree.
Like a tree.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You were clearly going to say that already. And I
Yeah,
stepped on
but
it.
you know, it's
I got so excited.
it's cool.
Honestly, like, I don't know, like, just for the listeners out there.
Is that a joke?
Wait, what?
Like a tree?
No, why would that be a joke?
I
that
don't
was
know.
before we were recording.
Oh, sure,
Don't do
sure.
this.
It's a simile. Do you think
Yes.
similes are jokes?
It
Is that really what it is? That's what this is? You think similes are all jokes?
I don't. We'll explore it in bonus content.
Jesus
sometime.
Christ. I just want for the listeners to know, because it has been over a decade of me interrupting Beth, even when she's not talking. that a lot of Beth and I's dynamic on the show is that Beth has so many good things to say that I'm so enthusiastic that it just bursts out of my mouth before she's finished her thought. And I want to apologize on microphone.
Thank you.
It is not that I don't want to hear your thoughts. It is that
It's
your
okay.
thoughts have excited me so much I can't stop myself.
I planted a seed.
Oh, like a
And-
tree.
Wow.
My name's Dan. I'm Vic.
Yep. Like a tree?
Trees can be thirds.
You're the third clone of a clonal cluster.
Sure.
Well, what is a tree but 3 without an H?
Whoa.
Whoa.
You're welcome.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh, got
Yeah,
it. Yep.
yeah,
got
that's
it.
right.
Oh.
it took me too long to understand what
I
you
was
were
picturing
talking
the
about.
numeral 3. I was just like, what is she talking about?
Wow. Okay. Threes is trees. That's from our podcast,
I think it is actually.
Yeah,
Good
from
Lord.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Doing.
I have never seen this movie and know it exists, but didn't know anything about it until now, basically. Well regarded though, but I never saw it. Probably because of the patriarchy.
Also from
Did you
this
say the
podcast.
patriarchy?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know about that?
Oh, no.
That's why
No.
it's
Nope.
not mom tarts.
Oh, no.
It's been like less than an episode.
Hey, I was ready to let it go. Molly's the one who jumped in and asked for
I was
explanation.
just trying to help out listeners who missed the last episode. They jumped right in because they love Steel Magnolias.
That's
The
fair.
only thing
Yeah.
we've discussed.
That's possible.
Sure. Probably some pastries in this, though, right?
Let's hope so.
Biscuits? Are biscuits
Oh, no, there's an
pastries?
armadillo cake,
Oh,
right?
God, please don't start on this. But no, biscuits are not pastries.
Okay. But armadillo
They're a
cake
quick
is.
bread.
Nice.
Cake is cake.
Is armadillo cake a quick bread?
No, it's
Okay.
cake.
All right.
No, it's a good question.
Now I really want cake.
Is it cake?
All right, we'll hit pause. We'll
What's
come
your
back,
rating,
finish
Dan?
the ratings.
I'm going to go with 4.
Nice.
Seems like it'll probably be good, but maybe bum me out and be old.
Wow.
It seems like it could be long.
Sure.
Yeah. Despite there being like not much happening other than like relationships, which
Yeah.
are important, but
I
like
mean-
don't take a lot of time.
Any movie before like 1995 tends to have the potential to be very patient with itself.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm getting at.
Did you give it a number?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm Molly. I'm 4th, and no one is offended by that. I am going to give it a 4.
Okay.
Oh.
I just want room to grow.
Okay.
I hope it
Like a
is-
tree.
Like a tree.
Oh, my word.
Sorry, Beth.
But you're feeling good about it.
I'm feeling
This isn't like a hesitant 4. Like you're feeling pretty good about this.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
I think I just I have seen it many times, but not recently. Probably not in the last 15 years.
Okay. That's actually a lot for you for a movie that you actually know.
Yeah, no, it's memorable, and
Yeah.
part of it is that Dolly Parton's in it.
Of course.
She's just such a delight. Actually, all the actresses are such a delight. I cannot wait to see them. perform
Speaking
together.
of dynamics between me and the women of this podcast,
Yeah.
how worried are you that in the second half I'm going to ruin this for you by not liking it?
oh, I give that a 5.
Me ruining it?
Really?
I'd give
What
I'd
does
give
a
it
5 mean
Like
in
a 5.
a
likelihood?
maximal.
Oh, okay.
Maximal.
You think I'm not going to like it and ruin it for you?
100%.
No, I think if you don't like it, it's going to be hard for me on some level.
Got it.
And if you don't
Honestly,
like
it'll be
it
hard for me too.
and you do Southern accents, I'm going to die where I sit.
We
So-
have to, though, right?
No,
We'll
no.
see.
Isn't that the
It
problem?
depends how compelling the accents are.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Does Julia Roberts do a Southern accent? Wait,
No,
where is she from?
She's from Smyrna. She's from just outside
okay.
Atlanta.
All right.
Okay.
Right on.
So,
I'm fine
Yeah.
with that then.
yeah. And I would say in the Pelican Brief, I felt like all the Southern accents were reasonable.
Okay.
And I'm hopeful it's like that, but this might be like trying to watch Fargo for you.
Sure.
Where you're just like,
Oh,
okay, we really turned that up to an 11.
Gotcha.
But I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to be as mad as I was at Want to Buy a Box of Chocolates. Forrest Gump. Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
your gold standard for being mad
Hating
about
Southern
Yeah.
accents. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Freaky Friday took place in the South, it would be volcanic.
Wow.
Anyway, and with that, we're going to press pause, go watch Steel Magnolias, and we'll be right back. Hey, listeners, this is Molly talking to you about our extra-sode and our incredible sponsor, The Green Room.
What's that?
Wow.
It's an incredible salon owned by Brooke Carl. It is in St. Paul, Minnesota. Have you
Wow.
been there?
Great city. Seems like you know more about it, though.
That I know more about the salon or St. Paul?
Don't turn this into a St. Paul thing.
Yeah. Why?
I'm just staying positive.
Molly, I have been there.
Thanks, Dan.
Me too.
Thanks, Beth.
Me 3.
Wow.
Oh, thank God, Dan. Way to get on board.
I was on board the moment you said St. Paul.
Oh my God. Folks, we all had a personal, professional experience with the owner of the Green Room, Brooke. She has now cut and styled all of our heads at least once.
Yeah.
And I think I can speak for the table when it was an excellent experience.
Yeah, she's great.
Literally, Totes Recall has never looked better.
It's true.
This is actually making me wish it were a video podcast because we look so good.
Yeah. If you looked at us now.
And it's not a bit. I know it sounds like a bit, but we really do look good.
Thank you.
I will say I have curly hair. Brooke helped me figure out how to cut it so like it actually looks good curly. Before
Nice.
it was just so heavy and it didn't work.
You had to battle your own hair.
Yeah.
Wow.
She just helped me find my look. So I appreciate her.
When I went
And-
to Brooke, what? I'm sorry. You weren't done?
I was just going to say I appreciate her and something else, but then you said something and then I got
I was trying to share my own experience.
I
but-
have straight hair. She also cut it well.
This is great. She's definitely getting everything she hoped from her sponsorship.
Yeah, we probably.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say. I was just going to say that she asked me what I normally do, and I threw out numbers that I don't fully understand, but I know that.
Clipper numbers?
Yeah, like you give numbers.
Yeah.
And she said, what if I did one number shorter than that? And I said, sure.
Wow.
Guess what? It looked better.
Wow.
Whoa.
So she brought her professional experience to me, the dummy who doesn't even understand what those numbers mean, and said, I have a better number for you. And she was correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
I always feel like you're supposed to know what the numbers mean, and I always just play along.
Is it millimeters?
I
Is it
don't
just
know.
an arbitrary rank?
It's the number on the clippers. I assume that
Sure,
relates
but
to
I'm not a
millimeters.
professional. Why would I know what number my head is?
What is a number that would be used in this context?
3.
2.
Well, that sounds like
One.
centimeters.
Blast off.
That makes more sense.
Would have-
Millimeters
yeah,
would be
it'd
very
be
short.
super short.
I don't know.
I didn't think it mapped to an actual measurement system. Rather, there's like maybe a universal clipper
Oh, there you go.
rating.
Is there a clipper master somewhere in the world?
Listen, I just want to say it is a sign of the patriarchy
Yes.
that either Beth or I could talk about hair texture and styles in styling products.
Yeah.
We've been groomed to do so our entire lives. And from you, we get,
Groomed.
I have straight hair and I don't know what these numbers mean. Anyway, this is turning into bonus content. So I'll just say thanks again so much, The Green Room. And hey, if you are like, this sounds pretty sweet, I might like to sponsor an episode, just go to totesrecall.com and follow the links and we can help you out. It's totesrecall.com, right, Beth?
That's correct.
Or should I have said go to Patreon. Nope. Go to totesrecall.patreon.com.
Nope.
Nope. Go to patreon.com/totesrecall.
.com.
No, there's no a second .com. At any rate, please, any of the places you go where we are, you can check out more. And we would love to be sponsored by you. Thanks for supporting Totes Recall.
And thank you to the Green Room for supporting our handsomeness,
Yes.
our collective handsomeness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now back to the show.
Whoa.
And we're back. We just watched 118 minutes of a delightful movie that I got almost everything wrong about.
Speak on it.
Mostly,
Go off.
this is not plot related.
Okay.
I am filled with self grief.
Oh, no.
Oh.
This has nothing to do with Atlanta. Absolutely nothing to do with Atlanta or Georgia.
True.
Wow.
It was an off-Broadway and then Broadway play.
Whoa.
Wow.
What did you say?
I
Like a
I
theater
thought
in
it
Atlanta,
was
right?
like developed out of Atlanta. At some point in my life, I heard that and I took it as gospel, and
Sure.
I have believed it my entire life, like
Oh, wow.
40 years.
Wow.
And it is not true. And all I had to do was look at Wikipedia for 1 second.
Yep.
But it was the original play, and then later the screenplay was written by someone who grew up in Alabama and then went to college in Louisiana.
Okay.
Where he got his law degree and then was like, I'm going to go be an actor. So moved to New York and tried to become an actor. Tragically, his sister, who was married, passed away from diabetes type 1 in a very similar scenario. And of course, he was grieving it. And his friend was like, why don't you write it down? And that was the inspiration for the play. And he was trying to express both the fun and joy of it and also what his family went through.
My goodness.
Yeah. So I'm literally wrong about almost every possible detail.
You named a lot of ladies that are in it.
Oh, no, that's true. I think about the actual film, but not the origin story.
Sure.
So,
Let's give it a B.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, I am willing to go as high as a 100% Utah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Dan's right.
I do not want to erode the value of 100% Utah.
Oh, it's been eroded.
Well eroded.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like we've been giving a thumbs up in the rain for a decade now, so it's been eroded pretty badly.
It's really
Yeah.
like 100% Louisiana, but I'll take it.
Speaking of the thing we give 100% Utah the most,
Ooh.
it's a segment we call 60-second summary.
Nice. Heard of it.
And it is where we summarize the movie we just watched, Steel Magnolias, in exactly 60 seconds. Wow. I volunteer to do it. That's how we do. That's how we do. This is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
A song not in this movie.
No.
Zero 80s hip hop. As far as I can tell.
Yeah, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
You would think it.
So it was made in 89.
Hello?
They had plenty of time.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
You volunteer.
What are you, an ice cream truck?
I would do it,
boy.
but I feel like I did it recently.
I'll do
so-
it. I haven't done it in a while, I think.
nice.
Is that
That's
true?
true.
I
That's
feel like
true.
that's true.
It's been a
That
while.
is true.
Been a while since I was summarizing the
I would
when
love to time
watch
for you.
this movie. Okay, sorry.
Totes Recall the musical.
Brought to you by Stain,
Let's say Dan and
a
I just
band
like
that people definitely still remember.
mumbly musical phrases from 90s alt rock jams.
Not even 90s, like
The state early
2000
2000s.
exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's been.
Stained. Sorry. This is why we win awards for this segment. All right. All right.
This is
I'm
why.
loose. I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2,
Yeah.
1, go.
We open on unnamed for the moment town, Louisiana. A young lady is awkwardly walking around a town looking for a place. She gets to Truvy's salon, which is where she's trying to get a job. Dolly Parton is Truvy. She has her do her hair to see if she's worthy, and she is. They're employees. It's great. Then she starts meeting all the goofy ladies who live around there who come to the salon all the time.
30 seconds.
Thank you. They're hijinks. There is a lot of sass. They're so sassy. Sally Fields has Julia Roberts is getting married. Also, she needs her hair done, and she's diabetic, which we learn in a very weird scene. It cuts to various holidays, and you know this by the decorations. Julia
10
Roberts
seconds.
has a child, despite Sally Fields telling her she shouldn't because it's medically bad. Sally Fields gives Julia Roberts her kidney because her kidneys are worn out from giving birth to a child. The kidney doesn't work. She dies. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And everything's fine after
Everything's
that.
fine. She gives her a kitty. That's it. At the end. We probably should wrap that up. A little bow around it.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts does die. It's very sad.
It is
A very long, sad scene.
It is
Oh,
what I would call a tonal shift
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this movie, which I guess was kind of intentional from what you're telling me about
Yeah.
this the playwright.
Yeah.
Because like most of the movie, it's just like here are some middle-aged women being sassy at each other, and it's a delight.
And they are giving every one-liner that you would eventually see etched on the side of wine glasses forever.
Yeah.
And so many of them like didn't get a laugh in the room, and I was like, oh, it's because you've heard it a million times. But
Yeah. Oh.
this is, yeah.
Speaking
We'll
of
talk about
not
it.
getting a laugh, because we just cut to that right away, the primary sass mouther is Olympia Dukakis's Clary. And she's the one she's like 100% one-liner. Like, I feel like her character is like constantly, clearly that was her job in the play.
Yep.
Right? Just like keep people engaged by just throwing them out like, ba 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 ba. So you're always like, what's going to happen next? Who's she going to insult next? But there's a specific moment, and I don't know if it was intentional or if it was just the magic of the shot where they're having a Christmas party. Clary does one of her sassy one-liners, gets no reaction from a couple of ladies. I can't remember who it was, but she like just like walks away without saying anything and kind of like looks inward. Like you can kind of like see it in her face where she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you idiot."
It was Annabelle, because Annabelle
yeah.
did not have any sense of humor at that time.
Yeah.
Everyone in this has an arc. Can I go through the arcs?
Please. And it's Annelle.
Yeah.
Annelle. Oh gosh, y'all don't listen to anything I say. Okay, so Dolly Parton's
Should we
character.
time this too?
No.
Okay, I'll still go fast.
Pretend like we're timing it.
Okay, Dolly Parton's
Like a tree. Sorry.
okay.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Truvy.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton's character runs this beauty shop, is incredibly empathetic.
Yes.
But her husband, it's really unclear whether he loves her or not. And she
Yeah.
doesn't feel totally loved by him. And he doesn't come to events with her, and he seems really withdrawn. But by the end of the movie, he comes to the funeral with her, and he helps her open up her second salon.
It seems like he feels like a professional failure. Is that maybe what he's grappling with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then I mean, there's that one line after he's like, "Oh, I'm going to come to the funeral with you," where like he basically, you kind of gather that like maybe Julia Roberts' death was sort of a wake up call for himself, where he's just like, "Oh, I can't imagine something like that happened to me." And I think that's when Truvy like understands like, oh, he does really care for me. He's just, I don't know, a dude
Yeah, he's just
of a certain age.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anna V. What's her
Annelle.
name?
Annelle?
Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah goes through the biggest arc. She starts out very timid and scared.
Boy, does she.
Then
In cat eye glasses. This is important because they come back.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
She starts in cat eye glasses. It ends in cat eye glasses.
Oh,
Yeah.
arc.
And in the middle, she has contact lenses and a sassy spirit.
Yeah, in the first chunk of the movie, I think Molly even commented this, like she is leaning so hard into being like timid, awkward Annelle.
Yeah.
But like once they cut to the next chunk of time where she's like kind of blossomed, it makes way more sense. Where it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
Like they were like, we need her to be like like a little mouse at the beginning, so that it's like so clear that she's like
She's
grown.
blooming. And so she overblooms into a Jezebel.
Yeah.
As-
And then
yes.
she finds God.
Yes.
She finds Jesus specifically and becomes very, very Christian. And she becomes the voice kind of Christianity and like Southern Christian culture.
Yeah, she's like,
And then at the end of her arc, she needs to get a sense of humor.
yes,
And so at the very end, she gives a real good, smart alecky remark to Olympia Dukakis' character.
the other one.
To
Shirley MacLaine?
yes,
Shirley
Weezer.
MacLaine.
Weezer.
Oh,
But she gets an attaboy from the Sass Master General of
yes.
Olympia Dukakis.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Great arc.
So she has a great arc. Olympia Dukakis doesn't actually need that much of an arc, except she starts out and she's just not obsessed. I'm sorry, that sounds rude. Her husband is passed.
She's a fiction character.
And
She's
she
obsessed
was,
with the fact that her husband just died. She won't stop talking about it.
but she's always been the wife of
Yes.
someone.
Right.
And Shelby suggests, why don't you buy the radio station? And you cut to, in the future, she does. Although hilariously, she thinks color commentary is literally commenting on the colors.
Good stuff.
Oh.
That's what was going on.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Until just
And then I
now.
said,
I mean, you were probably
color
distracted.
commentary.
I was distracted by all the buns.
Lots of buns, and Shirley MacLaine crushes it in that scene.
Incredible. Like there is, I'm pretty sure, like if you think of like if you zoom out from like the actual shot in the movie, like I think logistically, like literally like the 2 or 3 dudes that agreed to like go bare ass were just like walking in a circle and just like kept walking in a frame over and over and over. Because they were like, like while Olympia Dukakis is doing her interview with, I don't know, the manager of
We
the
don't
team
know.
or something.
Yeah.
It keeps cutting to Shirley MacLaine's character, who's just like sitting there being grumpy like she always does. But anytime a naked dude walks by, she just kind of like her sass, like her little grumpy face, like drops just a hint, and she takes a quick glance.
Yeah, she's checking out some buns in her.
She's checking out more than buns, my
Mirror.
friend.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
walking past her.
Yeah. We get buns. She gets,
The Buster Browns.
yes.
Yeah, the most important part.
And other
Toggle.
things.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Shirley MacLaine is a national treasure.
She's the MVP of this movie,
Oh my
in my
God.
opinion.
So
Can I
good.
just, real quick,
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
true Totes heads who are wondering, no, we do not see flaccid penis.
Oh, that is
No.
true.
Even though we had ample opportunity.
Ample opportunity. Would have been a great. Would've been great to see.
1989.
I know.
But you know what?
People had
She's-
penises in 89, Molly.
And they were flaccid.
I know you've been on this. You're trying to die on this hill that they were invented in the 90s.
For movies.
But she's good beyond being a horny old
Yes.
lady.
Yes.
She's mostly like a crotchety. She's mostly crotchety, and she crushes every moment of it.
Fucking crushes
In
it.
like she's got more depth than a generic like angry old lady across the
Yes.
street, because she's also
Absolutely.
like an important character in the gang. She's not like the villain in a way that the grumpy lady across the street is, right?
Like her first entry into the story, she gets set up as like that character, right? Like she just comes in with her giant dog. She's overwhelmed and like flustered and already angry at everybody.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like if in another shittier movie, like that would be her entire character.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And in this one, she goes through a beautiful arc.
Oh, let's get back to arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she starts out just purely grumpy and has no room in her life for hope or love or any development of any kind, is pretty much resigned that she's made only terrible choices and people only talk to her because she's rich. And then by the end, she has a romantic partner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just getting her sense of humor back. She admits that she prays. Like it really hits like every possible arc moment that you possibly could within the context of those characters.
And she like demonstrates, like, I mean, obviously, from within 20 minutes of the movie, you understand, like, oh, these are her friends. And, like,
Yeah.
she actually likes spending time with them. But like, by the end of the movie, like, she is like genuinely like showing affection towards them. And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, she's so good. She's still
So
like elbowing
good.
people and telling everyone to eat shit.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Or is there, I don't know if this was just like the thing between them. Did I miss like a throwaway line that explained like her specific antagonistic relationship with Drum?
oh
Tom
yeah,
Skerritt?
they absolutely hate each
Because they just
other.
like fuck with each other the whole movie, right?
They do. I think because they're neighbors.
Okay.
That his antics are very bothersome to her.
I see.
It's very funny. It actually reminded me of the relationship of my father-in-law and his sister-in-law. Does that make sense? Like, it's so antagonistic, but they give each other like the worst Christmas presents every year, and you can tell everybody looks forward to seeing like
Amazing.
I think he popped popcorn and took just the dead popcorn kernels and like packaged them up nicely, or like anyway, they have this whole thing.
Sure.
And so they clearly love each other to the point where our wedding photographer took a picture of the two of them
Yeah.
thinking they were married.
Amazing.
They are not. But they have a fun relationship, right?
Yeah.
But they're not. Anyway, I sort of saw a little bit of that.
Yeah,
there.
they seem to have like a healthy respect for each other
Yeah.
in a way, even though like much of their relationship is disrespecting each other.
And she's got to enjoy that someone else is willing to dish it out to her
for
as hard as she
sure.
does. Like,
Yeah, because
not scared.
Clary, Olympia Dukakis, like she's just all one-liners.
Yeah.
Whereas like Drum, who's Sally Field's husband, like he is actually willing to like actually be mean to her, like she is to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's got to be some relief in that.
Also, he clearly loves that dog.
Yeah, it's a good dog.
Great
Oh.
dog.
It's got that big old bald patch on the side.
Rhett.
Rhett, the stressed out Saint Bernard.
Named after, is that a nod to Gone with the Wind?
I assume.
Probably.
Yeah.
I always figure it is, but I don't know. I did go to college with someone named Scarlett,
Ooh.
and we went to
Wow.
Mardi Gras together.
Was it Scarlett Johansson?
No,
Okay.
it was not. We went to Mardi Gras, and she was from Louisiana.
Wow.
So
Was it- I don't know.
you put it together.
Wait a second. 1 + 1, 2.
And
Was
then
it?
there's another one, 5.
Did we get all the arcs?
We didn't. We didn't really focus on Shelby because I figure we'll spend some time
Sure.
on that and Sally Field because that whole relationship is its own
talk about an arc.
And I
That's
feel
like
like I've
the
been talking.
main.
Good
For a while.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yikes.
They are mother and daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one. That was the only like actual family relationship. Like I went into it thinking like maybe two of the older ladies were like sisters or something.
You could make that argument for.
I mean, I think I allowed for the opportunity that they would just be like sisters through
That's
shared
right.
history, right?
Yeah.
That's what found siblings. I wrote
Yes.
it. That's what that
Which
says.
I feel like
Nice.
the mean one and the sassy one, they seem to have kind of that dynamic, right? A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, I thought so. I thought they were, I mean.
Because they seemed like way closer to each other.
I think they're besties because they're the same generation. That's kind of what I was reading into
But
it.
they also like,
Or
they
maybe
have enough
they're-
of a flexible relationship where they can get so mad at each other
Yeah.
openly. And then that whole scene where they're just scooching each other back and forth on the
So
bench.
good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that worked because I believe they
So
were
good.
really loved each other.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe their bond strengthened after Clarice's husband died? Because Weezer's like whole thing is just like, I've had two horrible marriages and I just am gonna live alone forever. And maybe she just was like, hey sister, living alone's great. This
Yeah, maybe.
It does seem like they have a bit of a like, now we're both like out there.
just gals about town.
Yeah. Single women.
Having to define themselves probably for the first time in
Yeah.
their lives
Yeah.
as not a spouse.
For
something
sure.
else. At some point, we don't have to jump into it right now, but I want to talk about the opening credits,
Please.
all women
Yeah.
until the title.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was like, I almost cried at that moment. And then all the men's names are after. And almost every male in this movie was endearing in some way and intensely annoying in most ways.
Yeah. And also Dylan McDermott, who plays
Ugh.
Hot Husband.
yeah.
Does
Husband.
Hunk Husband. Yes, he is a hunk. We established it. He is.
Husband.
Thank you.
Okay.
High five. You're doing great.
Thank you so much.
More like Mangolia, am I right?
Mangold?
Mongolia.
Instead of Magnolia.
Oh, yeah.
High five.
You're doing
Hey,
great too.
Thanks.
Beth? Puns?
Stealing my heart. I had lots of puns because I was, depending on his mood, I was calling him more like Dylan McDreamy.
Yep.
Sure.
Is that what I said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Dreamboat. Maybe you said
Yep.
Dreamboat.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. Dylan McDummy.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I didn't say this one out loud, but when his wife dies, I almost said Dylan McDepressed.
Oh, but also high five.
But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he was like theoretically an important character to the story, but like as far as the movie concerned, no, just
didn't give a shit.
look hunky and you
Eat
know
snacks.
make a baby.
I
and eat
lost
snacks,
my
yeah.
mind after like scene 4 where like it seemed like every scene was set up where like he was very intentionally given something to do other than speak.
Well,
Like
in the
he's
original-
always eating
Yes.
or like the one time he's like singing a song to his kid, but so is everybody else in the scene. So
Yeah.
like it's not like you actually hear him talk. It was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, they probably had like a maximum rate they had to pay him if it
Yeah,
was
maybe.
But,
or maybe
actually,
they were just like, oh, he's a little stiff.
He was actually a little stiff. I want to talk about the acting too, but I'll just say very quickly that the original play only had women characters
Oh.
speaking, and it all took place in Truvy's salon.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
I can see
So-
that as a
I
play.
can, yes. I mean, that was the scene when the first scene where they're all in the salon. That was the moment I'm just like, oh yeah, this was for sure a play.
Oh, there was a lot of it that felt
Yeah.
very play-like.
Because it was a lot of just like, well, I'm just going to explain my deal while Olivia Dukakis occasionally peppers in some one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton had the most one-liners, Southern one-liners that really
Yes.
caught my ear. Molly, I would like to present you with
Ooh,
3
Yes.
and explain one and then tell me if you've heard all of them.
Okay.
The one that confused me, I'll end with.
Here we go.
Really melts my butter
Ugh.
was something that Dolly Parton said, I think, as like she was horny.
Yes.
Is that a phrase you've heard before?
I've heard a lot of burn my butter.
Yeah, but that's different,
That's not
right?
horny though, right?
That is the opposite. That's strong irritation.
Okay.
And it's usually a replacement for like burns my butt,
Oh,
right? Or chaps my ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's
okay.
usually
So butter is butt.
Well, in that context, in this context, melts my butt. I don't know if that really
Interesting.
works.
It's an interesting turn of phrase.
I
Yeah.
feel like butter in that case might.
Because it's a thing that melts under heat.
The butt.
Yeah.
Butter.
The
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't say I've heard that,
Okay.
but I understood what she was
For
saying.
sure. We all
I
understood.
I figured
great.
it out. I just didn't know if it
We
was an
picked up what she was
existing
putting
phrase.
down.
Okay. Great.
I'd rather walk on my lips than something else.
Oh
What?
yeah, that's a phrase.
I didn't catch that
Really?
one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what she's talking about. Crit is maybe the word. That can't be right.
What?
Anyway, it was something she didn't want to do. I'd rather walk on my lips than blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. And did you know that starfish,
I'm listening.
the edges around their appendages are their lips? So they literally walk on their lips.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird to think about?
That is weird to
In
think
what
about.
sense are they their lips? Don't they extend their stomachs out of their center and like dissolve a food and then bring their stomach back
I
in?
think so, but I read most of an article.
Yeah. Okay. That's this day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll write it down.
It's pretty good that you even read it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
more than
Usually I
the
just
headline.
scroll through the headlines. I'm like,
Wow,
oh, that's
lips.
depressing.
The one that I really dove into was mice having empathy for each other and administering mice emergency medical support.
Oh my God.
It was very cute. Do you want to hear about this?
The rescuers.
Yeah. Oh
Can
my
I
God.
get my third
Yes,
southernism out?
absolutely. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm going to write it down.
Just got to keep the wheels on the wagon.
Yep.
As they say in the
In
South.
the South. That wasn't it.
That is
Molly,
not-
that wasn't it.
That isn't. We don't even have wagons. No, I don't know. Go ahead.
Busier than a one-armed paper hanger.
Oh, yeah.
I envisioned a
I
clothes
thought I explained
hanger.
it to you.
Well, yeah, but you're just guessing. I'm going to the source.
Okay.
I envisioned at first a clothes hanger,
Uh-huh.
and I couldn't figure out how that worked because clothing hangers aren't busy unless
Or have arms.
they
Well,
got.
you could sort of imagine that the
Yeah.
hook is the head and the...
They have
Oh,
a.
sure.
I guess they have shoulders more than arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then you said maybe a wallpaper hanger,
That was my thinking.
and so I guess that makes sense because they only have
You have
one
to work
hand,
quickly.
Yeah.
one arm to do it. Anyway,
I don't know. That was striking me as some kind of like old-timey thing. I have never heard anyone say it.
okay. Is your take the same as Dan's that they were talking about a wallpaper hanger?
I am... In my heart of hearts, it seems like a newspaper reference or like a putting up public placard kind of thing versus like
Oh.
Sure.
wallpaper in a home.
Like putting up public notices.
I honestly
Sure.
heard that and my heart started beating. I was like, please don't let this be racist. That
Oh,
was
sure.
like my whole thought process.
Sure.
I mean, that's true of.
It's lightly ableist, but I don't think it's
Sure.
racist.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, Beth, did you look it up?
Yeah, it just says the imagery of a one-armed person trying to perform a task that requires two hands, like hanging wallpaper, highlights the difficulty and high workload.
What's
Yeah.
the
So-
source?
The internet.
Google.com/AI robot.
Okay. All right. Well,
Must be
Gross.
right.
It's quoting something. Oxford English Dictionary. That's a real source.
Yeah.
okay. Well, great.
All
Terrific.
All right.
Oh, let me tell you about the one on paper.
I lost me arm in the Max factory mill, isn't it? Now I gotta hang wallpaper down on in Piccadilly Square.
Margaret Thatcher's trying to kill me.
Oh no, the Artful Dodger stole my arm right off me.
Oh,
Took
my-
it back to
Oh,
what's that guy's name?
Fagin.
Fagin.
Wow. This is Oxford.
Here we are in
Very
Oxford.
high class location.
What was the third one?
That was
That was
Oh, gotcha.
The,
So
thank you.
the paper.
You're
hanger.
welcome.
Yeah. Dolly Parton, I feel like was maybe just riffing. I feel like she.
I hope so.
I don't know if those were written down. She's just throwing them in there.
Like it wasn't even like they would just come out.
Yeah.
Is she the only one of them who's actually like from the South?
Oh.
Julia Roberts is from Smyrna.
Okay.
Someone's. I was looking up people and I thought that'd be a fun game, and then I gave up halfway through.
Oh,
Should we play it though?
sure.
Okay. Guess who's from the South?
Wait, I thought you already gave up and you don't know the answers.
Pulling up the answers right now. Google.com/AI
Oh, stop using the robots.
I'm using Wikipedia.
You can't not use it. It just gives it to you now.
It does.
Okay.
I find sometimes it's not accurate.
Oh,
'Cause
it's never
poisoning
accurate.
its own well.
It's like somebody was like, it's like asking, it's like instead of going to a dictionary, asking your nephew who might have read an article one time. And I think that might be true.
All right. For full disclosure,
Yeah.
I'm going to go purely off where they were born.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a world where like they were born
Oh, for
in New York
sure.
City and then like moved to Tennessee when they're 2.
Yeah.
And they count, but we're not doing that much research.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, people who move.
Sticklers.
Stop moving around the country. Says me.
Oh boy.
Okay. We already did Julia Roberts. Southern.
What is it?
Smyrna.
Smyrna.
Okay. We'll start. Okay.
Where is that?
It's like a ex-burb of Atlanta.
Got it.
Yeah.
Although the bigger Atlanta gets, it's like basically part of
Right.
Atlanta now.
Mm.
Like the blob.
It's like on the west side.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We'll go. We'll start easy.
'Kay.
Dolly Parton.
yes.
Yes,
South.
Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Bonus points for Tennessee. Yep. You got it.
Where in Tennessee?
Born in Pittman Center.
Okay.
Sally Field,
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Pasadena, California.
Oh,
Okay.
Her accent is the best, though. Okay.
Shirley MacLaine, she crushes.
She does crush. No, I'm gonna say
No.
no. I'm gonna say she's an
No.
East. I'm just gonna say she's a coastal elite.
Richmond, Virginia.
I mean, is that the
mean,
South,
That's
though?
kind of coastal.
Is it?
That's border.
Is it?
lot.
Richmond?
On the
I guess I
border.
don't know.
Most of the South is on the coast.
That's true, but it's
But it's the wrong coast.
I don't know. I guess
It's the
true.
East Coast. What's the wrong coast?
Okay, fine. We'll give it to you.
We're giving Virginia to the South?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
That was
the cap.
No, I get it. It was.
But also, I don't think that's what people mean by the South anymore.
not anymore.
culturally.
Culturally,
Right?
Virginians. All right. Borderline?
How
No,
close
we
is it to
can-
DC?
It's
How close is Richmond to DC?
Yeah.
I don't know.
pretty close.
She's still going, age 90.
Because isn't that
Get
the
it,
whole
girl.
thing that like the Confederacy set up their capital in Virginia in some ways to taunt DC?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Interesting.
We're too deep down the
Okay,
rabbit
too deep.
hole.
This is a
Too
different
deep.
podcast.
I
For
couldn't
this rabbit-
even
okay.
get like Broadway versus an Atlanta theater, so don't
Yeah.
listen to a
Excuse
word I'm
me.
saying.
Atlanta is the Broadway of the South.
It is. Well, oh God, now I'm gonna get in trouble.
Daryl Hannah,
No.
Yes.
No.
Chicago.
Oh.
Uh,
Daryl.
Daryl Hannah gonna get a deep dish.
God damn it. That was all. That
That's-
was your best New Zealand accent yet.
Olympia Dukakis,
No.
No.
yes.
Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yeah. I was like, she is the most East Coast of all of them for sure.
I know, but
All right. Those are the women.
Great.
okay.
Forget about the men?
Yeah.
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 Just like the movie
Except
did.
for, did we say it's Tom Skerritt?
Oh,
We
we
did
did
not.
not
That
find
is
I knew it
Tom
was
Skerritt.
Tom S. I
No.
could
That's
not
Tom
think of his
Skerritt.
last name.
It was great.
100% Utah
Top
Thank
Gun.
you.
and other things.
Yeah. Alien.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he was the Top Gun in this movie too, right?
Ayo.
I just try to shoot birds. That's how we're
We're
introduced
just
to
trying
them.
to scare birds, but he's shooting at them.
It is.
They're blanks.
That was
but
a
they could kill.
That was a fascinating introduction to that character and that household. Like they're having Julia Roberts' wedding reception at their house later that day. And the dad, whose name is Drum, by the way,
Yeah.
who knows if that's a nickname or not?
Is Drummond a name?
Yes.
Drummond's
But isn't
a
that
name.
usually a surname?
Oh.
It could be, but sometimes,
Yeah. Who knows?
or sometimes if you have a son with the exact same name as the dad,
Yeah,
you pick
yeah,
up
yeah, yeah.
the middle name,
Totally.
and then it
Oh.
becomes
Totally.
yeah.
Here's a thing I heard about the South recently.
Oh God.
It's common to go by your middle name.
I've also heard
People
that.
do that here.
But like, I know people do it, but like common, I'm saying.
How common is common?
I
I know
don't know.
multiple people who go by their
I
middle
don't know.
names.
I feel like there were a lot of hyphenated names. Like there'd be a lot of Ashley Virginias, or you know what I mean, like
Jessica Rabbit.
What do you think wait, what's her name? Malin?
Malin.
Malin. I'm sure that's short for Mary Lynn.
Mary Lynn.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, 'cause
it
it-
had an apostrophe in
yeah.
it and I was confused.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mary Lynn.
Probably.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
I just assumed it was like Madeline or Mary Lynn or something
Okay.
Well, I
like that.
guess it could be Madeline.
But the way it's spelled suggests Mary Lynn more.
Yeah.
Because Lynn seems like its own entity.
Yep.
Like Tom Skerritt, another entity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to get it back on track. We were talking about how it's fascinating to be introduced to him that way.
Oh,
it's
yes.
drunk.
So
Yeah.
what we learn is that his job is to get the birds out of the tree, I guess, because so they don't shit everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
reception.
So the way he is doing that is just saying, get out of here, you birds, while shooting a gun in the air.
Yeah.
Which we don't learn for a while is filled with blanks, by the way.
Yeah.
Like no one has told us that. You kind of assume
Yeah.
because that's an insane thing to do.
But also, it is a projectile that can kill.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what's fascinating to me, because I just recently listened to this whole thing about crows and
Shooting
how crows
birds?
remember.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
And I was like, the chances of just angering birds to where they start attacking you seems like it would be pretty high.
I mean, we watched that movie, The Birds.
Yeah.
We did. But then maybe this is all based on a real story. And also, I was like, just get a tent,
Seriously.
you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they spent maybe they spent all their tent money on those pink flowers and pink fabric that they were just tossing across the church.
Yeah. We should just say that all the set design was absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
So good.
They were not kidding. Like the way that Julia Roberts described the church And then her mom, whoever, said like, "Oh, it looks like someone just like painted with Pepto-Bismol or whatever." Like,
Yeah.
they were not
They
kidding.
did it.
Yeah.
They do get the birds out of the tree by attaching a lot of fireworks
Yes.
to a crossbow,
Amazing.
toy crossbow
Toy
bolt.
crossbow,
Yes.
yeah.
The drum and the most teen boys,
Ever.
Julia Roberts' brothers.
Yeah, Tommy and someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like feral children.
I
Yeah.
was so confused because like part of it is like a whole like, rabble rouser boy kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
But like almost every male character, like Drum was the most reasonable of almost any of them that we met.
Mm.
And they were just acting like totally wild to the point where I was like, I don't believe this is the child of Sally Field, the therapist.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I know it was for comedy, but I was like, is there any way this is...
Maybe it was a subtle comment on her very close relationship with her daughter, and
Yeah.
she neglected her boys,
Yeah.
and now they're just feral wolf children.
Could be the pastry.
Sorry, coyote children, not wolf children. Why? Why do you keep bringing it up?
It's funny.
Wait, what did you bring up?
We don't even know.
Oh,
Is it about wolves?
No, it's. Do you know why there's? It's not Mom Tarts. It's Pop Tarts.
Oh, no.
that reason.
Oh, gross.
Did we see any pastries in this? No biscuits at all.
There were those rolls
There were rolls
that
that I thought
Annelle
were
baby
was
biscuits.
stuffing into her purse because,
And there was cake.
Yeah.
ooh, there was
that
cake.
amazing
All right.
armadillo cake.
I was not. You told me there was going to be an armadillo cake. I was not prepared for what it would actually look like.
Isn't it
Yeah.
It is
awful?
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like glossy.
Yeah.
It looks like roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Which is, also.
Red velvet on the inside.
Speaking of that armadillo cake, let's talk about one of Weezer's maybe like top 3
Yeah.
sass moments where Tom Skerritt, who is the husband that she's mean to,
Yeah.
comes over to get a piece of cake. She very deliberately cuts the butt off the armadillo and gives it to him, which means it's like mostly fondant, right?
Yeah.
There's like a fondant tail, a
And it
thick,
is so creepy.
thick
Yeah, it looks so
fondant
gross.
ass, and then just like a sliver of red cake in there.
Yeah.
But again, because he gives as well as he gets,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know. He says, I'll never say no to a nice piece of ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got her.
It was good. Is a groom's cake a thing?
Yes.
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 Did you not know about it?
No.
You could have had one.
I know,
It's,
isn't that
it's like a
something?
secret cake that only the men eat.
No.
No.
No. No. The idea is you serve.
There were so many women in the scene already eating
Well,
cake.
I don't know. I just don't get it. Why it's the groom's cake?
Because
Well,
they like,
Is the wedding cake the bride's cake?
I think the origin, as I understand it, is that wedding cakes are traditionally just wedding cakes.
Yeah.
But they're also usually vanilla cakes. And the idea was sometimes you would like to be able to offer a different flavor, like a chocolate cake. And that became sort of known as like, well, how are you going to decorate the second cake?
right.
Because you've already got the traditional tiered for the first one. So
Yeah.
then people started decorating it as a nod to the groom and their interest. So it would be like their college or their sporting team or whatever. And it became the groom's cake.
Got it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
But I mentioned this in real life. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the podcast, but shout out to Kellum, who had former coworker of mine and
Oh.
a lovely person.
Thought this was
who
a bakery.
had- no. Sorry. She had a real armadillo cake at her outdoor reception
Oh,
Incredible.
So
in North
good.
Carolina. It was truly was like red velvet on the inside.
Awesome.
It was epic.
Way to commit.
Yeah.
vanilla cake because white purity, that sort of theme.
Probably.
I think, well, probably, but also if you keep in mind having like white sugar and white flour was such an extravagance that it was like the fanciest cake you can make.
Okay.
I mean, that's the
So-
same with like white wedding dresses. That's why they are white, not because of purity,
And like,
Because it's expensive.
because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Queen
Got it.
Victoria started that.
Huh.
Oh, nice day for a white wedding.
yeah.
That was her too.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've got an excellent book that's about American cakes, and it traces cakes from the Revolution, the American Revolution, all the way to now.
Hell yeah.
It is fascinating. But yeah, chocolate cakes did not become popular until, I don't know, last century.
What's your favorite type of cake?
I do like what's the cake my wife likes? No big deal. Princess Tort.
Oh,
Sure. The green,
delicious.
like
That's
the
what I was just
green
gonna say my favorite is.
Yeah.
thingamajig with the
It's got like a
coulis
green
or whatever.
marzipan topping. It's so much just cream.
There's like
Yep.
a very creaminess to it.
There's a little bit of raspberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raspberry
And like
filling.
Genoa, like a light sponge.
Je ne sais quoi.
No.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Tres leches. That's not a good cake.
Wait, what?
Wait, I said
Oh, it's not a good
Have
cake.
you already moved on to not a good cake? We haven't even said.
That's another good cake.
Oh, I thought you said
no.
that's not a good cake.
No,
I love
gotcha.
a
I
tres
thought you were
leches.
just throwing it under the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll throw some cakes under the bus.
No, we're not there.
we're
We're
not
having a
there
positive
yet.
moment.
Oh, okay.
God, you're such a Weezer. I once had what they called, at least they referred to it, a local bakery, a coconut cloud cake. It was one of the best slices of cake I've ever had. I've never seen it there again, but
Have we talked about this before?
Probably.
I feel like I've already complained that this sounds bad.
well,
it
that,
sounds delicious.
I think it sounds
you don't like
amazing.
coconut.
I don't like coconut.
There you go.
Oh,
I like coconut
stop.
milk, but it sounds like it's probably got like a shredded coconut
Yeah,
situation.
correct.
Yeah.
I can't with you.
But this this past Valentine's Day, my
Okay.
wife, no big deal,
Wow.
decided to make her own
Wow.
coconut cloud
Cloud
cake.
cake.
It
Whoa.
was delightful.
Oh wow.
Very
I've had cakes your
good.
wife's made. She's a good cake maker.
What's that? What'd you say about my wife? Yes.
We've talked about it. True fans will remember the face-off cake.
Oh,
Yep. Excellent work.
Go back and listen to that episode.
one of her greatest achievements.
Yeah, probably.
in baking.
Yeah.
I love to bake a cake. I still think my favorite is a chocolate cake with white icing, like straight up buttercream.
Sure.
And I would even just take a sheet pan cake.
I like a sheet pan cake.
Hey man,
Costco makes a good sheet pan cake.
No, like a homemade sheet can cake.
She can bake.
Sheet can cake.
she
You know.
She can bake.
she can bake.
She can bake.
She can bake. She can bake. She can bake.
Yeah. Unpopular cake opinions, I'm sure. From me, chocolate cake is generally too rich.
Okay.
Just like chocolate ice cream, vanilla cake's better.
Wait, say that again.
Vanilla cake is better. Same with
Oh,
ice cream.
just like ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were saying like you should just eat chocolate ice cream instead of chocolate cake.
No, I don't make that claim.
Okay.
I haven't updated all my V fans information.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
I'm
For-
becoming
For new listeners, All My V Fans is a very old reference to the first time Dan mentioned that he prefers vanilla over chocolate.
Yes.
I think I'm becoming more of a V fan.
Yes.
And I'm realizing that because here's what happened is I had a chocolate ice cream that had chocolate in it. You know
No.
what I mean?
What are they doing?
It's too much chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
I agree.
Like chocolate chunks?
Yeah.
Or like a ribbon or whatever?
Yeah. It was like, yeah, it had like chocolate like sauce in it and
Yeah.
then like chocolate chunks also.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is too much chocolate.
Yeah.
But my favorite ice cream is a specific Vermont-based ice cream brand.
Sure.
I think they're union strong.
No, Ben
Are
and
they?
Jerry's. Yeah.
Yeah.
But half
But they're owned by
baked.
some monstrous corporation. now.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Oh,
it really?
Yeah, but they,
I take it back.
No, I mean like
Vermont-based.
they are still them, but like, you know, in this economy, like you can't survive.
Yeah.
They're a national chain. Like they're not going to survive this economy without having an overlord now.
They're fine.
They're fine.
As far as brands go, they're
Yeah.
a top
I'm
tier.
pretty sure
all
they've-
brands are bad, but they're one of the good bad ones.
I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but Google it. And then if I'm wrong, don't tell us because Molly will be
DuckDuckGo
heartbroken.
I think REI continues to fuck around while we're talking about brands that we call out.
Okay.
I believe their CEO published some letter being like, yeah, we also like this Secretary of Interior
Ugh.
What are you
nomination.
doing? Whatever. Anyway, I'm pretty sure at some point Ben and or Jerry did, you know, in a very corporate, polite way, kind of tell their overlords to fuck off in like a very specific way.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're still trying.
For a while,
What's
they
the
were
flavor?
trying to make sure that the CEO wouldn't make more than like 4 times or 10 times what their lowest paid employee
I
did.
see. Okay.
But then they said they couldn't find a CEO who would work for that. And I want to be like, I could see some ice cream.
Hey, you know what's a great use of for AI? CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably tracks.
Honestly,
Honestly.
I always thought that because somebody was like, oh, AI is going to cut out all the middle managers. That's not true. Middle managers are the people that have to be there with a box of Kleenex to help people who are so angry and frustrated that they're crying in their office.
Sure.
But I feel like AI could be great for delivering real information to CEOs.
Oh,
'Cause
to
I
the
feel
CEOs.
like by the
okay.
time information gets there, it has been so
Oh, it's
sanitized
useless.
and packaged
Yes.
that you would read I don't know, the ice age is here as like, it's gotten a little chilly.
Yeah.
It's just very wild how those communications go. So I was like, oh, it'd be great if AI would just take in, people would just type in whatever, which is what I do with AI when I use it too. I'm just like, I just spit out insane prompts.
Just
like
crying.
they are just like
sobbing openly
it's
to the
just
computer.
Like, I don't even do good word structure
I got
or
mad at it
sentence
today
structure.
for not knowing that Dill got autocorrected to Phil, and then it didn't do a good job with that. And I was like, come on, AI. Figure this out.
But it does a good job of taking all of that, repeating it back to me in a
Yes.
positive way, asking for clarifications. I can clarify. If all that just went straight to a CEO,
Sure.
I'd be like, wow, everyone is mad at me right now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to do employee surveys. Like that to me is actually a genuinely useful thing.
CEO, more like CE no.
CE, grow a pair.
Yeah.
Talking to you, certain retailers
Wow.
Sure.
Speaking of chili,
and others. Chili. Oh, are you getting us back to...
Beth never
Half
said-
baked is the flavor that I like. It is a combination of chocolate fudge
That's a good
brownie and cookie dough ice cream.
That was our go-to for a while.
So it's a balance of vanilla and chocolate, which I think is the ideal for me.
Okay.
So-
I love it.
You like a Trax? That's a V-Fan chocolate combo.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know what the best dessert is, though?
Cake?
Ice cream.
Ice cream with magic
Hot
shell.
brownie. Oh.
Like a chocolate sauce that turns hard
Sure.
when it gets cold.
Yeah.
And you can tap it open with the back of your spoon.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just like vegetable oil and soy, but, whatever.
I also think that frosting's the worst part of cake.
My God.
What kind of frosting you having?
Whatever it is, there's always too
Any
much.
kind of frosting?
I want the cake part of the cake. The
Well, I
inside.
understand, but
there's
like-
always too much frosting. The ratios are wrong.
I mean, on a store-bought cake, sure.
Sure. Well, but also...
That's why that princess tort's so good.
Because it's just like the thingy and then
Yeah.
a little layer of
Yeah.
the goo.
Especially cupcakes,
The cream.
where the frosting's like as big as the cupcake part.
Can I make a suggestion
I'd
for
cut
you
off
for
a
your
bunch of
life?
the frosting.
Can I just
Eat
give you a
cupcake.
suggestion for your
Yeah.
life? Just make and frost your own cakes.
Yeah.
Who's got time for that?
Oh my God.
Just rather complain about somebody else's work.
You got time to yell at a robot for autocorrecting Dill.
I will say this. Everybody loves Magnolia in New York.
Oh, like the movie.
Oh, wait, what were you talking about? I thought,
Like a tree.
Like a tree.
were you not trying to come back? What were you talking about?
Oh, it's okay.
Is it a bakery?
Yeah, I was talking about a bakery.
Oh,
It's okay. It's
whatever.
fine. We're going to keep going on the movie.
Steel Magnolias.
I'm just saying Amy's Bakery is better. And
Oh, good
back
travel
to
tip.
the movie we're definitely watching.
There's a moment where somebody says something about, she, I think Sally Fields is basically talking about how like which I guess we haven't talked about Julia Roberts' whole thing. But there's a point where she's talking about how like she stayed with her the whole time she was like dying. And she said something about like, oh, men are supposed to be made of steel. And we were all like,
Yeah.
waiting for the name of the movie.
Yeah.
But it didn't come.
Yeah. And also, I don't think Steel Magnolias predated this movie.
Oh.
Oh, you think this was invented for probably the
Yeah.
plot?
It's a great title.
It's a great
'cause
title.
It encapsulates like, and I think like the scene for me there was so much to this, and the tonal shift, it was beautiful. We can talk about it. But when Sally Field, everybody else is left and it's just Sally Field with her daughter in the last moments. And then she comes out into the reception area and her husband takes a couple steps towards her to hug her. And instead she like starts in with logistics.
She's all business.
Oh, that's real as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. But I feel like in this way it was sort of illustrating, like at least at this time with this group of people,
Yeah.
that the people who carry the load and get it done are all the women. Which I think is part of the reason for exaggerating how doofusy
Sure.
Oh, sure.
the men are.
Sure.
And like even Dylan McDermott's character is supposed to be so like fun or whatever.
Who knows what he's
Yeah.
supposed to be?
He's all we know about him is he's handsome and a Louisiana lawyer.
Yeah, but he like really deflects. Like
yeah.
Sally Field tries to have a really honest conversation, like, please don't endanger my daughter's life.
Which I have questions about. But we'll get to.
Yeah, and he's so flip about it. And then later, when Shelby tells her mom that she's pregnant, I totally missed this scene as a younger person.
Sure.
But it's so clear that her mom gets to the heart of it immediately, that basically what it sounds like is that Shelby wants to have a baby, has always wanted to have a baby, but feels like it will make her marriage better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she says it's a very small line, but she says it'll
Make things better.
For us, right? It'll make it better for us.
I think so,
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's like so damning.
Yeah.
Like I hated Dylan McDermott's
says a lot.
character after that.
Me too. And it could be a scene where they really blow up about like, well, he said I had to have a child and blah, blah, blah. But it's
so subtle.
so subtle.
Yeah, and it almost it kind of alludes to like Dolly Parton and Spud a little bit, where like because you are spending for most of the scenes with those two, like you can't really tell like you know like if they really still even like or like they're okay with each other, but like do they really have much of a connection anymore? And it kind of it sort of is implied that like maybe Julia Roberts' character is sort of finding herself in a situation that's maybe headed in the direction that Dolly Parton's already in with her husband. And that's kind of why she feels like, which a lot of Molly, my parents are divorced, a lot of families, maybe not so much anymore, but like for sure, a lot of people of Dan and I's generation, our parents sometimes had children just, you know, to try to
the next thing
keep
to do.
things good.
Yeah, and Sally Field sees it coming,
Yeah, she
right?
does.
Of like,
I don't want to imply that was why I exist. I don't know that for sure because I am the youngest of three. But you know,
one last.
My parents are pretty blunt. I feel like one of them would have told me at some point.
But yeah, I to come back to I feel like Sally Field saw it coming too. She was
For
like,
sure.
it's all roses now, but like eventually, basically, he's gonna want to have kids, and you shouldn't have them.
And he's too selfish and dumb.
Yeah. So we never see him be like bad man, but I agree. I hated it.
Well, we barely even see him be like a person.
Yeah.
Right? Like he has his one scene where he like sneaks in before the wedding and they're like, yes, I will marry you. And then we're told that they were having kind of a cold feet fight the night before or whatever. And then other than that, you mostly just see him just like around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's true. I think what's wild about all of that and that logic of like a kid bringing you together is I'm not sure there's anything harder on a marriage than having a child.
Yeah.
Like
Gives you something to do other than fight with the other person.
oh my God, but you go
But
from
isn't it like the cause of fight
what
sometimes?
TV should we watch tonight to how do we sustain this life
How do we keep this
as
thing
two
alive?
incredibly exhausted, stressed out people?
Right.
It's not that way forever.
Right.
But like, especially the idea of like, oh, a baby will, no, I'm not initially.
Yeah.
For sure. Maybe think about.
You're in danger, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are lots of great reasons to have kids and not to have kids, but I would just put it out there for anyone who's listening
Teens?
who lives in
Wow.
1989.
It's a bold stance.
Any 1989ers out there, if you can hear me, maybe just think of a different way to spice up your relationship.
Sure.
I wouldn't go kids as the first stop,
Yep.
unless you can decide to do that, but that shouldn't be the reason,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it should never be the reason.
No.
I think I'm okay with the podcast. The
It's
stance
a
podcast
good
could be,
stance.
don't have kids to save your failing marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Can we is this the moment? Speaking of dumb and Sally Field's being concerned for her
Also,
daughter.
don't start a home renovation project to save your marriage. That also is the opposite.
It's kind of like having a
helpful.
baby. It's like birthing a construction project.
The
It's
house
like-
is your baby.
It's
Yeah.
like the house is your baby and your air is bits of drywall
Your
that
air?
you just inhale constantly.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Because they put up plastic, but it doesn't do anything.
Sure.
No, yeah. Oh, here's a hot tip for the homeowners.
Oh my God.
Always change your air filter after a major construction
Ooh,
project.
great point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Great.
It's going to be
point.
filled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, before and after.
Oof.
Wow. Also, just change your air filter.
Yeah. That's the best way to keep your furnace running.
True. Hey, you want an efficient HVAC system,
Yeah.
listeners? Check that air
A
filter.
lot of modern thermostats will remind you now, but if
That's
you don't
nice.
have one of those,
wow.
you can set a reminder
Also,
on your
if
phone.
you're thinking about getting a dog and you're between like any regular dog and a chow chow,
Sure.
just get the regular dog
Yep.
because your furnace filter will fill up in about 5 minutes.
Listen, as long as you set aside money in your budget to replace the filter, get whatever dog you want.
Yeah. If you have pets, you're going to have to change your filter more often.
Yes.
Like whatever they tell you on the box.
Yeah. Like if
Up
it
it
says,
for
for
pets.
example, like, oh, it'll last 6 months.
That's
Yeah.
not true.
That's not true
No.
because you have a dog.
When you're choosing your pet,
Yes.
choose the pet that's right for your lifestyle.
Yes.
Yes.
Choose the pet that's right for the rating of whatever air filter your HVAC system takes.
Yeah. Same with hardwood floors. You got hardwood floors, you got to change your filters more often.
Hey, wait, really? Oh,
Yeah.
because there's nothing to capture
Carpet
the dust.
captures the dust.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if you have carpets, make sure you vacuum.
Yeah, because that can be like an allergen
Yeah.
nightmare.
We rented a carpet cleaner from Ready Rents today.
Nice.
Watched a
Local
bunch of
reference,
carpet-
maybe.
local reference,
I like
yeah.
to get I like to get my carpet cleaner from Magnolia.
Oh, like the movie we're
That's a
watching.
movie.
Okay. Is this the time where I get to ask? Can we have a segment that's just called "I'm Dumb"? Because there's
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
questions I have from the movie that I
Yeah, we
feel
can do
like
that every episode.
Hey,
It
okay.
is every episode.
So, okay, I'll go for the easiest one first
Okay.
because someone makes a joke that neither Dan and I got, and Molly, you were too focused on the movie to even hear us. Who is Elizabeth Arden?
Oh, it's a brand like Estee Lauder.
Oh, okay, great. I
What's
don't
that
remember.
Estee
Beauty
Lauder?
brand. A beauty brand.
I don't remember what the sassy comment was anymore, but they mentioned Elizabeth Arden.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be like an LOL.
It was because they were bravely staying for manicures. Everybody was trying to be brave after an awkward moment because Shelby had just had her hair cut.
I see. But what does that have to do with Elizabeth Arden?
That do you really want me to explain it?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess the I'm dumb segment is.
No, go for it.
Turns
No,
out, still
basically-
dumb.
So just quickly, Shelby decides to simplify her life. It's the day before.
Oh, no, we
she's
don't have to
gonna-
explain that part. I don't understand the Elizabeth Arden thing still.
She was like, I'm doing so many beauty things today. I'll change my name to Elizabeth
She's
Arden.
like, I don't even know what to charge for a full beauty day.
I get it now. I get it now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Not only hair,
Listeners,
but
Julie
beauty.
Roberts cuts her hair short. That's
Yes.
important.
Yeah,
It is though.
It is.
I don't
okay.
think it looks very good, but
Well,
Neither does she.
Yeah.
It's a plot point, kind of.
and that she
But
seeks
she's
her mom's
also-
approval, and her mom has evolved as a person. That she's not lecturing her daughter anymore. She's making her feel good about her choices.
We also
I love
learn.
Sally Field. I always
God,
do.
We
She
also
was
learn that she's
incredible.
maybe just trying to process her preemptive anxiety about this kidney transplant, which
Oh,
might
yeah.
be why she got her hair in the first place because she was freaking out inside.
Yeah.
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 All right. Speaking of medical issues,
Yes.
Okay.
here's the beginning of the I'm dumb segment. They both came from the conversation where she first tells Sally Field she's pregnant.
Okay.
Number one, why can't she adopt a baby?
In it, she was saying that no one would adopt to someone with her medical history.
Yeah.
Because she.
I
Type 1 diabetes, which I think had a worse prognosis.
And maybe they feel like the baby would be unsafe with someone who goes into,
her
yeah.
shock or whatever
Yeah.
that is.
That's definitely what the movie's trying to tell us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. I don't know a lot about the adoption process.
Gotcha.
Or
Or the adoption process in 1980.
Right.
But that's
Yeah.
certainly what the movie is telling us.
Yes.
That,
Okay.
that the adoption facility thinks someone with
It's like a red flag or
medical
something.
conditions can't care for a baby.
Got it. Two, what is special about Shelby? Because
Oh,
she's
Shelby
like,
is
diabetics
special.
have babies all the time, and then her mom is like, you're special.
Yeah, I also wondered about that.
Like, is it just that she's like had a rough time and her body's suffered, or I don't know.
What I got from that is I think Sally Field, the mom character, is very finely in tune with her daughter's health.
Yes.
And on the spectrum of health, she's not among the more healthy people who
Okay.
have similar issues.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know if there was some like.
But I think she's also saying you are special because you're my kid.
Sure.
You're not some anonymous statistic.
Okay.
I would say probably both.
Got it. I wasn't sure if there
'Cause
was
she's
like
pretty worried. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like she's immediately worried enough that it feels like more than there's a possibility. It feels like a likelihood.
Like they've
at
had some
least in
issues.
Sally
They've had some
Field's mind.
episodes in her youth,
Yeah.
perhaps.
That she's gotten very good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, there's certainly a range.
Got it. Because I wasn't clear if there was just like a diabetes subtype
Called special.
T or something. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
the special
Well, you
one.
know what I
Special.
mean, though, where it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
there's like a, whatever additional form
No,
of it that can express itself in ways that
Yeah.
are specific to, I don't know.
But especially the way she delivered, I think she's like, "You
This
are
is
my
why the
kid."
segment is called
Yeah.
I'm Dumb.
No, it's
I
good.
agree with
It was
Molly.
good questions.
What? All of that, everything she said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Wow. Unprecedented.
I just thought
Even
you'd
though
like
I
to hear
got all the Louisiana stuff wrong.
it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't have any questions about that.
Oh, thank God.
So it's fine. All right. The
Well, you
segment of me
should've,
being
because
dumb is over.
Is it over? Okay.
For now.
Yay.
To piggyback on that, the health stuff, Julia
Yes.
Roberts' health issues were less annoying than I was worried they'd be.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was pretty worried also.
They didn't feel, I don't know, a lot of times, like any movies,
Yes.
don't get things right a lot.
True.
Especially when it comes to medical stuff.
For sure.
You know, I have found in movies, the more you know about a specific thing, the more you see how bad movies do with it.
Yeah.
Diabetes, especially things, I don't know, maybe it's because it's in my circle, but like diabetes becomes a shorthand for things.
Sure.
Also a punchline, which is too bad often. Same with sort of dementia and Alzheimer's, which my dad had.
Yeah.
That always gets played as an easy card. So like, I think on the spectrum, for my opinion, this movie did okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Of it not being a punchline.
Like on a range
yeah.
a range from this to Con Air.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was it called.
I don't know. He just had to like run across a plane to get his friend's insulin or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Okay.
I'm sure this does better than Con Air just because of how Con Air was.
How dare you?
Also, Con Air rules, of course.
I can only because that's so intensely personal. Even something like watching actors pretend to play cello and just mash their fingers any old way.
Yeah. Hey,
It's really hard. And I was thinking
bend those knuckles, bro.
today,
Yeah.
I was like, listen, I'm just going to start an Etsy shop. And I'd be like, hey, props people. You need a drawing from a child? I got a million of them.
Right.
These all look like an actual child drew them. You don't have to get out crayons.
Yeah.
For the cost of one crayon, I will, I'll mail them to you for free. I'll cover
You're
the
going to do
shipping.
custom?
Sure. Into whatever degree
You
my
can
child
send him
can
3
do
bullet
it.
points. You
Sure.
can-
Yeah, but it's always going to be a house and a smiling family or whatever, But like,
Sometimes you need a drawing that like
evokes like a spooky monster.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once they get the drawing, they can like add little horns or like tails or
Yeah.
whatever.
Sure.
but it won't look like like the way. And even if you looked at how children drew at certain points of their development, there's a whole phase where they don't draw arms.
It's too clean. I agree with you. A lot of the kids' drawings in
It's
movies
made
are
out.
too clean.
I've got one of the first people type things that my kid ever drew when he was like 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like it's this big circle with
Nice.
2 dots
Yes.
and then 2 legs with like dot feet.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
so cute.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you get it.
Yeah, I love it.
I recently scanned in a picture my daughter drew of her imaginary friend
Nice.
Oh yeah.
and his parents.
Oh, wow.
It is the most adorable thing. They're all leaning on each other.
Is it spooky?
No.
It could be.
It could be. No, it's so cute.
Oh, good.
It is so cute. And she talks about her imaginary friend quite a bit.
Is it spooky?
No.
Okay, good.
No, no. It's very sweet. But it was
And
wild.
spooky?
No, it really just wasn't at all spooky.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to go back and look.
Oh, now we planted a seed.
But what I'm saying is it has so much charm and life to it and is believable.
Right.
And it drives me nuts that some 30-year-old is
Yeah.
taking out some crayons and being like, here you go.
I mean, I do love the idea of like a 60-year-old, like grizzled prop master
With
just
a
like
cigar.
pulling out a piece of paper and a crayon and like feeling a moment of joy that like he hasn't experienced in years
Yeah.
while drawing that fame. Like, you know what I
would
mean?
be great.
Like that part's great, but I agree most of the results are like
Yeah.
too clean. They're too
No.
crisp.
Yeah.
That helps me actually a lot because I always imagine a really cynical person being like, this looks like a kid did it. But
Yeah.
it makes me happier to imagine a cigar smoking
Right?
60-year-old having
It's
joy.
reconnecting with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in.
Yeah,
Nice.
filmmakers.
Hey,
Also, there are weights you can put in cups.
seriously.
Oh yeah, that kills me.
Just put some
Molly,
Oh, yeah,
No,
you got
incorrectly.
empty beer
You
can.
got rocked hard by Dolly.
Why was Daryl Hannah
Oh no, not Dolly.
carrying?
Derek Hannah. Derek Hannah.
She
That's
was
right.
carrying this can like it was empty.
Well, that's because she was afraid of it. That devil juice in her house.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, her boyfriend had beer in her fridge, and she's like, "You can put whatever you want in your fridge." Blah blah. She pulls a can out, and Molly's like, "Oh, come on, it's empty." And then she opens it and dumps the beer out on her front porch, and it was amazing.
It was great.
I felt duly chastened.
Yeah.
I will offer this, Molly,
Which is the name of my upcoming spin-off
oh
podcast.
hell yeah! I love
just
that.
talk about regrets.
That's your listen along podcast where you
Duly
listen to every Totes Recall.
And you're like, oh my
I
God.
just pause it like I can't believe I said that.
Amazing.
Well, before we get to our final reviews of the movie we just watched, Steel Magnolias, we like to turn to Discord, our text-based chat platform, and ask for Q's and C's, and then read those Q's and C's on the podcast.
Q's and C's are questions and comments.
They sure are, Dan.
I'm trying to help.
Dan is doing what I usually do, and he's doing it much better.
I'm trying to make our podcast accessible to newbies.
All right, noobs.
Hey, noobs, it's questions and comments.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Get in here. We're question and comment. No, what is it? Get in, idiot? What's the meme?
Huh?
There's a meme, get in the car.
Oh, from Mean Girls?
Get in here.
Get in, loser.
Get in,
We're
loser.
going whatever.
We're doing questions and comments?
Yeah.
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 Nailed it.
Nailed it.
That's your podcast, is you just describing memes.
Yeah, mine's just like word salad coming out of my free association brain. Okay, only one from Kate. Spelled K and then the number 8.
Nice.
Whoa.
Well done, Kate.
Like trees.
Like trees. I'm definitely going to watch during the break when this comes out. Do we call that playing along? Watching along?
Oh.
I believe we don't have a formal term, but we typically say full totes.
That's what I say
That's
to
what
my
Beth
wife.
says. Yeah.
You do?
She's
big deal.
smartest of all of us.
That's
true.
That's pretty
That's true.
clear.
When my
Going
whenever-
full totes.
Yeah,
Going full- okay.
when my wife has said that
Canonically.
before, she's like, I'm going to watch this, whatever. Like, she's like, I'm going to watch this movie because I'm listening to your show. I'm like, oh, you're doing a full totes? She's like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm full totes.
And explicitly, you listen to the first half
Yes.
of the show.
You pause.
Pause. You're listening.
Yes.
Watch the movie.
Yes.
Listen to the second half.
Although, honestly, I would still give you credit if you just watch the movie and then listen to the podcast.
No, that is
That's not a full
totes.
totes, though.
Okay. That's a semi-tote?
Which, by the way, if you go to patreon.com/totesrecall
I'm listening.
and you can sign up for a level where you donate to the podcast, but you can also sign up for a free level. And we have a couple things that we post on there for free. And right to your email every month, you'll get Totes Pre-Call, which tells you which movie we're watching.
Yeah.
So if you do want to watch the movie before we listen to the you listen to the podcast, we give you a whole week to do that.
Yeah.
If you want to go semi.
That's what Molly said.
Is that what
Yeah,
you said?
semi-
You weren't
Totes.
listening. But
Okay.
I affirmed it because it was good.
And
Yeah.
he's like a good man.
Thank you.
Wow.
He's the best of the bad ones.
I'm
What did
the-
you say?
Oh.
What did I say? I know what you're referring to.
good
so-
enough the bad ones?
So I'm the drum of Ben?
You're the Ben and Jerry's of
Oh.
Brands.
We're talking about that. Okay.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're a good brand.
To be clear.
Oh, I'm bleeding out of my eyes. Oh, God.
All right. Kate goes on to say, I don't know if this film gets the kudos it should. I think it may be underappreciated. Do you all have a sense of the cultural impression about it? Good question.
Here's the only reason I knew this was a movie for
Okay.
years.
Okay.
There is a line in the classic situational comedy news radio
Okay. I've heard of it.
wherein Phil Hartman's character, Bill, says something. I don't remember the conversation anymore, but like the way he ends it was just like, then why was I at home watching Steel Magnolias crying my eyes out? And it was very funny in context, but I don't remember any of the context, nor did I know what the movie was. I just knew it was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it from a cultural perspective is like it's a movie that women like. It is very sad and emotional.
Women.
Like women are. I don't know. That's the impression that I had having before I had seen the movie.
Interesting. I always thought it was a comedy first.
Oh,
Really?
go ahead.
first half connective tissue that I just remembered.
Oh.
I did see this on TV, but I think the reason that I knew it was Steel Magnolias is because now I realized that the moment when I turned it on was literally the last scene at Easter. Where they're just like having the Easter party and Olympia Dukakis is talking to the kid.
Oh, no way.
So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's what I saw. And I'm like, oh, it's the end. I saw the end of this movie.
Very strange scene to come
So
in
yeah,
on.
so all I saw was her telling a story about some mean witch and then Daryl Hannah being pregnant. And that's all I knew about the movie.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah. I don't know about the cultural impact. I knew that this was a movie that existed, but I didn't know anything about it. Till
I didn't know it was a
talking about
salon
doing it.
movie until our sponsor, The Green Room,
Yeah.
sponsored it.
I think I knew it was about ladies.
Oh, Yeah. No, I mean, I grew up in the South and I'm older than y'all. So I was probably in the 9th grade when this came out in 1989 and not 1986 or 7. That's okay.
We're bad at it.
We're
We all
bad. And
undershot
I
it.
looked this up like literally 2 weeks ago because I was looking up Julia Roberts' filmography.
Oh, yeah.
That still left my brain.
That's right.
So I was like early high school. So it would have hit differently. I think for me, my sense is there aren't very many flattering depictions of the South that aren't like deeply rooted in a shameful past,
Yes.
or like a lot of people still drop like deliverance mentions. I also feel like the chemistry of these 6 women is something that you rarely see in film. I think people will attempt it with maybe up to 4 women characters. You can do Sex and the City. You can do Golden Girls, like any of the
really
First
good
Wives
point.
Club,
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, oh, well, there are 4 versions of women.
That's enough.
It's enough. People get confused.
That's a really good point.
That it's also like intergenerational. And I
Yeah.
feel like they tried to get at this with this story of the traveling pants. What's the traveling pants?
Sisterhood of the
Sisterhood
Traveling
of the
Pants.
Traveling Pants.
How many sisters are in
Wasn't
there?
that only
I
4?
don't know. Is it
Kids?
4? Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls Trip, is that 4?
Yeah, I think it is. Maybe 5. I think it's 4 though.
I don't know.
I feel like it's almost always 4, and
Yeah.
that's the maximum. So to see a true ensemble comedy and a comedy where all the women are very funny
And fleshed out.
and fleshed out, yeah, and that so I think in a lot of ways, I think there were some memes that came up in this and some like one-liners and zingers. I'm like, oh, this is literally etched on wine glasses now.
Sure.
Is so common, but
What
yeah.
are those? Nothing jumped out at me in terms of like,
Nobody
I've heard
Cries
that.
Alone with Me in the Room. It worked. I work really. I think those are actually Dolly Partonisms. I work really hard to look this way. That was a very funny exchange with Annabelle, where she goes, where Dolly Parton says, I work very hard to look this way. And Daryl Hannah's character goes, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like so earnest and so funny.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is like a level of real giving women credit and women being funny credit that just didn't exist during this time.
I mean, Olympia Dukakis' character is essentially like the human version of like millennial women's like wine era, right?
Yeah.
Like when you first said like it's at wine glass, I'm like, oh yeah, like anything she said
Oh yeah.
is like something that like someone like posting a reel on Instagram with their gals in their New York apartment on wine night would also say.
A lot of different fonts, honestly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and actually, I wonder if this was around when Moonstruck came out. Like, I feel like Olympia Dukakis was on a roll.
We should watch Moonstruck.
I do just want to mention it was real. I remembered as soon as it started, I was like, "Oh, it is so hard for me to hear Julia Roberts' accent in this." And I remember it was hard for me to hear it when I heard it in the 9th grade.
But she's Southern.
She is.
But she's laying it on.
She's laying it on kind of thick, and I don't know if that's because she's trying to be more Louisiana or
sure.
if a character choice. But like Sally Field does a Southern accent that isn't about the accent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there were times that there were moments, and this is very easy for me to say sitting from a sofa years later, but where Julia Roberts sounded most authentic when she dropped the accent, or at least dialed it way back. It felt like it was dialed up for comedy and dialed down for drama, but it would have worked better. Because the dryness is what makes it.
Yeah.
And that's part of why Dolly Parton is so good.
So
it's because
good.
that's how she actually talks.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't.
So she can just say anything and it's
Yeah.
like extra charming.
It just,
Yeah.
because she just, God,
She's a treasure.
an absolute treasure.
Agree.
Also, I don't want to think about how old Sally Field was in this movie. But was she 35?
Probably
Like
at most.
40?
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts my heart. She did great.
She did great. She's
So
good.
beautiful.
She's everyone's mom. She's Hollywood's mom, apparently.
She is. And then I started to get confused. And I was like, oh, God, I was having flashbacks to Terms of Endearment. There's a scene in Terms of Endearment. Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't.
That to me is
Running
pinnacle
one?
sad.
What?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh,
It's Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
I can't believe I knew that's what you meant.
Thank you, Molly. 10 years in.
Oh, my God. Wow.
You're doing great, Tim.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
A+.
you. It feels good even when it's fake. Terms of Endearment.
Terms of Endearment is the pinnacle of sad movies, and there's a scene in it, and I can't remember if it's Sally Field. I think it's some other actress, Meryl Streep. No, I don't know. But her daughter needs more pain medicine. She has cancer, and the mom is like, "Where are you?" Like she just has this total like incredible meltdown, like yelling at the nurses that her daughter has been brave and has waited, and it's the full hour, and she needs her next morphine shot. And it's just so like wrenching and real. So that for me is like pinnacle. And this is deeply emotionally stirring. I definitely cried. As I was crying, I thought, oh my God, though, I still cried more during Milo. No, during
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
I cried so many times during Homeward Bound.
Me too, honestly.
That said, though, like the
I forgot how much everyone cried.
yeah, like they
My
did.
boys, my boys.
I did note, like I noted to my in my notes while watching this movie that like the scene where once Julia Roberts is in a coma and like they're slowly like Sally Fields is like always there and always trying to like like that definitely was like we were hitting like old dog in a hole vibes by that point.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason it's not as devastating is because it's like, it's almost too real to like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like it's too real where like your human instinct to like control that, like keep that under control kicks in. Whereas with the animals, you're just like, oh my God, this poor.
I have no defense.
I have no, like my brain isn't wired to cope with like trauma against an animal that I will never meet and isn't real.
Yeah, no, I'm sure my brain was like, it's Julia Roberts. It's just, you know what I mean?
Well, or like, like we're so wired to like connect with each other. Like almost a part of your brain is probably just like, oh, if I were in Sally Field's situation, I would also have to keep my shit together. And like, that might be part of the reason that it wasn't quite so devastating as old dog in a hole.
I don't know, man. It was really hard because they have the sound of the heart monitor going and going and going. Yeah. And so when it stops, it is just...
brutal. I mean, the whole scene is brutal.
But you can see why I was sad that you saw the meme ahead of time. I hope. Did it?
Yeah, it's still in it as the ladies were supporting each other through comedy over
incredible
pain. I barely glanced at the image.
Oh, okay. I probably should have made such a big deal out of it in the first half.
That's fine.
That should be the name of your spin-off podcast.
I probably should have made such a big deal out of it. Hashtag Chase-plain.
Nice. Coming to your feed in...
Never.
Yeah. And that's Discord.
Did we answer the question? Was there a question?
So what...
the
cultural. I mean...
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think we are creating a new cultural impact.
Yeah, we're starting conversations.
That's right. It was wrong then. It's wrong now. I don't know what is. Shooting birds? I don't know.
It was very sad.
Oof.
It was very sad.
It's brutal. I mean, it's such a drop in tone when she collapses.
Sally
it's
Fields just watching her daughter die.
Yikes.
Oh, man, can we just, before we move on, I know we will, but we got to give major kudos to that baby. The baby casting in this movie, and I realize that baby is now like 41 years old, probably.
Yes.
The most incredible baby actor I've ever seen.
So cute and so good at like engaging with whatever it is, whatever
it's just off camera.
Whatever they were supposed to be pretending to be engaged with. That was just like, their mom like jingling something off camera or whatever.
That baby is probably 30-something.
Oh, 30-something. Yeah, fair.
Because no big deal. I was born in 1989.
Oh, right.
Wow.
But you're 40 years old. We're all 40 years old.
I mean,
years old.
But
yes,
that baby
all 40.
was already 1 year old.
That's
when it's
true.
Filming. Probably 2 years old by the time it came out.
So it is probably 41.
Yeah, wow.
Do the math.
Fucking oldos out there. If you're that baby,
oh my God, please call us. You did a great job.
Call us. You did great.
job.
Let us know what like little toy your mom was jingling off camera.
Oh, and they did such a good job of ratcheting up the tension because dumb old McDermott comes
I can't
home.
handle that scene of just
That
like
was
the baby crying and Julia
awful.
Roberts is collapsed
Jesus
on
Christ.
the steps with the phone.
And it takes him so long to piece it. And I get
all
shocked.
the food's going.
But the kid is pointing.
I know. I don't think kid was supposed to be pointing. But
I don't know. I feel like Dillick McDumbass just
Yeah,
It's
too
like,
busy being a
oh, I
hunk
only
lawyer.
show up to father my child a couple hours a day.
why is the fridge open?
Probably having an affair in Shreveport.
Probably.
I did like until this moment.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I guess maybe the kid went to go live with his grandparents. Like, I didn't even think like, oh, his dad is taking care of him.
Right, yeah.
Until just now.
Yeah, like you didn't even consider it a possibility because
No.
he's such a
He
dud.
lives with Sally Field. Let's be honest.
I mean,
I mean,
she's going to
probably.
be all on his grill.
I'm sure he like essentially lives with her anyways.
That man is
right?
never going to get a moment of peace.
No, he's a Louisiana lawyer.
He's a Louisiana. When he goes to wait
So
a
he probably
lawyer,
just drops her off at grandma's, and then even when he's home, grandma's like, "Oh, I'm coming into."
And then he's just all day like, I'm just a country lawyer.
Yeah. And then he comes home and he's like, "Oh boy!" And then 8 women come into his house.
Yeah.
I mean, by the end, it is sort of there's an implication that like the other ladies are also like
Yeah.
getting involved in Jack Jr.'s life, right?
Yeah.
So,
going to have a good community.
so he'll have a
Name
nice
it Jack Jr. Come on.
Jackson.
Should be
Jackson.
Shelby.
It
Like
should
how
be.
they're going to name, if
Yeah.
it was a boy, Shelby.
Oh, it's-
Is this my own head canon that Annelle is going to name her kid Shelby, or did they
No,
say
there was
it?
like an
I said it
entire scene
explicitly.
about it where they're
Was
talking
there?
about it. Yeah.
So it's the thing that I just referenced.
Listen to women on screen and off.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Because then she,
her baby's going to be Shelby? I thought you were
Yeah.
saying Shelby's baby was going to be Shelby.
Should have been.
But yeah.
Beth said, please, Dan, allow me to
Please.
explain.
thank you.
I'll understand it better if it comes from Dan, but okay.
Well, no.
Just say it like his bro.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, I
Pretend like we're
understand better if
naked
it
and
came from Beth.
Say it like you're his
I
bro.
mean, also true.
Hey, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so the
It's
pregnant
just-
lady,
We're just here in the locker room, yeah.
like, so pregs,
hanging
right?
Nice Buster Browns, by the way.
Yeah,
Hanging
thanks.
low and lanky.
Thanks. Little old lady was checking me out.
Yeah, right? She could get
But
it.
anyway, that pregnant lady
Oh,
was
yeah.
sharing how she was going to name her kid Shelby, boy or girl, you know?
Oh, wow.
And it made Beth.
Wait,
I don't know.
Shelby's
She's
dead,
like the
though.
smart. Well, okay, yeah, okay.
Shelby
got you.
kid, she named her kid Jackson.
No. Okay, okay, man. Okay, we got to back it up. Okay,
Beep,
the point that
beep.
Beth, this broad over here, was making
Oh, yeah.
is that maybe instead of naming the kid after Jackson, the Dumbass, maybe.
Okay,
'cause
point
that's
of
how
order.
boys. That's the locker room talk. Spell it out. Okay.
Spell it out. Never stop spelling.
Never stop spelling.
Gotta keep your academics up when you're going to stay on the team.
This rules. Now I want this podcast.
Okay. So she's saying, like, what if they had had the foresight to name the kid Shelby instead of Jackson, like the cool prego lady does? She's saying, what if, man?
Yeah,
She's talking
instead
about a
of Jackson-
scenario that hasn't happened.
Right. I'm saying Annalise should name her kid Shelby.
Oh, my God,
She is.
dude. She
Well, what's
is,
this
though.
instead of Jackson business
That's,
then?
okay, listen.
Because Sammy's
he's
This
the
a-
dad.
lady
he's a
sitting right
lost
here
cause.
who's smarter than
He's
all
a
of
lost
us. put
cause.
together.
What's this lady doing in the locker room? Check it out.
That lady was too old to have a baby.
You bros playing it to him and it didn't work. He's a lost
Wow.
cause.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I got it, but I
I
don't.
dug so deep, Dan.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's great character
Thanks.
work.
Thank
Excellent
you.
Very
character
good.
work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm always like, why can't I pretend to be
So
a
that
dog?
did happen in the movie?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll leave
Are
it at
you
that.
just messing with us?
No,
now?
no, not at all. I don't
you
remember it at all.
serious?
It's like
Yes.
one of the last scenes
What's
of
her
the
name? Annalise.
Annelle. What is happening?
It's just a confusing name. She even has it on her necklace.
She does, probably for that reason.
And Annelle says, I'm going to name my baby after Shelby.
Oh, okay.
And then she says, what if it's a boy? And she's like, it'd still be Shelby. So
Hell yeah.
I'm saying that
Oh, okay.
instead of naming the baby after Jackson, they should have named it after Shelby
So that's
because it could
established.
also be
Yes.
a boy's name.
Yes.
Whoa, it's like Beth explains
it.
her own thoughts best.
I got it now.
Thank you. Like trees.
Oh, they can be named the same regardless.
Speaking of trees,
Hey.
our rating scale is tree droops.
Nice.
They're droops because they produce non-nut fruit that are culinarily used as nuts. And also they're sad.
Is that right, Molly? Is that accurate?
Oh, 100% Utah.
Great job, Dan.
Thank you. I took no notes on anyone's thoughts on
Perfect.
rating scale, so do your own. But Dan, you gave it a 4. Don't know
Hey,
why.
I did give it a 4 because it seemed like it must be at least pretty decent because our sponsor, the Green Room, mentioned in their whatever we call that thing where they explain their reasoning.
No, I don't know if we have a name for it.
That they had just watched it because they kept being told it was a salon movie, but then they watched it and were like, oh, it's actually a good movie. So I bumped it to 4 with the optimism that I gleaned from our sponsor. I shall stick with 4. I was so charmed by these ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Their dynamic was a hoot and a joy to listen to and watch. But also, you know, I don't know. It was just, I wasn't prepared for like the most maudlin final 12 minutes of a movie I could ever have expected when it starts out with just silly ladies being sassy. And
Can't
I don't,
handle it. I get it.
what?
I get it. We're
Yeah.
not all made of steel.
No, exactly.
Did we see any Magnolias in this? I
Yes.
guess.
Oh, yeah.
The opening scene when Hannah,
Jesus Christ.
when Daryl Hannah is walking down the street,
Yes.
there are magnolias on just everywhere.
Oh.
And he's shooting a gun into, I don't know if those trees are magnolias actually though, but when she's that first scene, it's
Sure.
magnolias.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan.
I don't know southern trees.
I don't either. I don't know northern trees. 4.
Beth, also 4. Everybody
Yeah.
gave it a 4.
Yeah, I don't remember why I said 4, but
Me neither.
I think I'm gonna move it up to a 4.5.
Wow.
I think it's
Half
a
a
really great movie, and I think that it's fun in most parts. And then I think that end scene is like, it's very, very sad, but I think it's very well done. Like just the progression of going from like, oh, something, you know, kind of explaining what's happening to her to them like signing the papers to take her off the vent. Good Lord. I think the message of the movie that like hard things happen and life keeps moving forward and we have each other is really nice.
Aw.
So
That is
I'm going to
nice.
say 4.5.
Great.
Nice.
I also give it a 4. Who knows why?
Great.
This is a good movie. I'm glad it exists.
Great.
It feels unique in the ways we've talked about, and kind of special in that way of like, there's a lot of ladies in it and about friendship. And it's also like, there's not a huge, like there's big plot points, but it's mostly about like a chunk of life and watching these people's lives over the time and how they interact with each other and support each other. And that's all great. It really bummed me out.
Sure.
I think I'm going to stay with 4.
Okay.
It's good. I don't want to watch it again.
Sure.
Sure.
There was a moment when we got into the coma montage where Dan said aloud, I don't like this movie anymore.
Yeah, it did it. It made me sad.
Yeah.
And not in a fun way, like when an old dog's in a hole.
Sure.
Yeah, everybody did a good job. I always liked Sally Field. I thought Julia Roberts was better in The Pelican Brief,
Oh, yeah.
That's totally fair.
I agree.
which is weird because that's like a generic thriller and this is like an acting movie. But like,
I co-sign on that.
she was really good in Pelican
She was
Brief.
really good.
I guess we'll find out how she is in Hook, our year of Julia Roberts we discovered tonight.
Yeah, our accidental year of Julia Roberts.
Yeah,
Hey, 20 Robert 5.
that's the one.
20 Robert 5.
We all say it.
I was excited like when I was doing the New Year's countdown.
Yeah.
I was like, finally, the year of 20 Robert 5.
I got the glasses, and it was wild how they were able to work 20 and then Robert's
Yeah,
5.
it was
Yeah,
impressive
you're-
design.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
your eyes go through the O and the B in
Yeah.
Robert.
Also, LOL, our next episode is Hook.
Yeah, we did it.
3 in a row.
We accidentally did it.
Rock block.
It's,
Hey, Rob Rock block. Molly, you are 4th.
Yes.
And you gave it a 4, just like all of us.
Wow.
Initially.
Yeah.
Beth has moved up to 4.5.
Good for
To
her.
recap.
What's a
Yes.
half a tree?
Oh, it's a sapling.
Oh.
Like Jack Jr.
Yeah.
Or Shelby
Shelby Jr.
Either
Should
one.
have been.
Jr. if you're not related. Just Shelby, right? That'd be weird if it was Shelby
That would be
Jr.
weird if they named him Shelby Jr.
But we're still saying that Jackson should have been named Shelby.
Sure.
Yes, but that's Beth saying that, right? That
Yes.
didn't happen in the movie.
Right.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, there wasn't
He finally got it.
there wasn't a scene at the end where Sally Field, when she goes to Aunt Fern to get her grandchild, she doesn't hug him and then say like, "Oh, we should have named you Shelby Jr."
We'll call you Shelby now,
Yeah.
and you will be my daughter.
That's right.
And you will essentially have a cousin named Shelby.
Yeah.
It's going to work out.
It was really hitting me in the guts that kid's not going to remember his mom.
Yeah.
He's too young.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. This movie.
I mean, Sally Field has a whole monologue about it in the cemetery,
Yeah.
and it's
Do you remember that part?
No.
Okay. Fair.
I was feeling my feelings
Sure.
and also getting ready to tell Dan when the GIF was about.
I saw you lean over and whisper.
Yeah.
Which I'm still not totally clear what part the GIF
It was the hit her.
hit her.
You want to hit something, hit this.
You guys kept saying "hit me," so I thought it was like
As-
I was waiting for like Weezer to suddenly be like "hit me," like she like joins in or something. But I'm
As
like,
I said, I didn't read the GIF
Got it.
very
Yeah.
well.
That's
So.
okay. I'm fourth, and
yes.
no one's offended by that. And I gave it a 4. I think for me, watching this movie, I picked up on so much more subtlety, and it was wild to me what I remember, because I think I've seen this a million times, but maybe I haven't. I certainly haven't seen it in the last 10 years, maybe 20 years. But yeah, the whole scene where she describes her pregnancy to her mom for the first time, and the entire hospital situation and graveside situation was just, I didn't feel like it played like Grey's Anatomy. Like it didn't play with your emotions just to play with them. Like it
Yeah.
really felt pointed, and it really felt like it took you all the way through the journey, that it didn't like leave you. And I felt like that was also a really beautiful metaphor. So I really liked it. I give it a 5. Also,
Oh,
even if I hadn't wanted to give it a 5, because
Yes.
our sponsor,
nice.
the Green Room, chose this movie, I always like to give it a little lift anyway. But this truly reflects my feelings as well.
Great taste, Green Room.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Way to open a salon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope
Magical things happen there.
you have less tragedy at your salon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nothing tragic happened at the salon, right?
That's true.
I guess she had like
Sure.
an episode that was
It's kind of
uncomfortable.
a tragic haircut, but just one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the line where Annelle.
Yeah.
Oh, I
you
got
did
it.
it.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
Podcast over.
Yep.
Stop it
Yeah,
now.
just
before
cut it. Just end it.
The one where Annelle makes hair too fluffy when she's nervous.
Yeah.
And she's
Yes.
going to do the mother of the bride, Sally Field. And she's like, I'm too nervous. I'll make it too fluffy. And she gets like a "We believe in you" speech. And then she turns to Sally Field and
yes.
says, with your dress, do you have to put it on over your head?
So good.
And it's so funny.
Yeah. And Sally Field just gives her this look of just like, ugh.
Oh, no. Please, it's my daughter's wedding. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Everybody's a good sport.
Yeah. Oh, and then there was that great callback because at that scene, Julie Roberts like assures her just like, oh, just make it look like a brown football helmet. And then at
Yes.
the cemetery, she like looks up in the mirror and she's like, oh my God, she's right. It is a brown football helmet.
Yeah.
Adorable,
is.
but also heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The whole thing.
But also great taste, Green Room.
Yeah, great taste. So fun. Thank you.
A lot of eggs in this movie.
Oh, yes. So many eggs.
There are so many eggs.
It is it's
$1
too many
million
eggs.
of eggs.
Yes.
Well, first of all, there's so many eggs in that first
oh my God.
scene because Dolly Parton has made.
What was her plan?
I think they're hard-boiled eggs for the wedding.
They
No,
were,
no,
but
they're for
they were-
Easter.
They're for that Easter egg hunt.
What?
There's an
At the
Easter egg
beginning,
hunt.
there's
At the
two
beginning
Easters.
of the movie.
Yeah.
At the wedding.
At the wedding.
Yeah.
There's an Easter egg hunt at the wedding?
No,
No.
there's a wedding on Saturday and Easter is on Sunday.
So she's bringing all the eggs to the
Oh.
church or whatever.
Oh, so this movie's
A year in the life of,
1 year.
I guess.
1 year they get to
Or-
the birthday.
Yes.
And
So
then
2 years ish. 1 and a
Oh
half.
yeah, 2 years.
Baby's
Cheers.
born. It's very holiday based.
It is.
Yes.
And you know that because Dolly Parton's salon is decorated to the bejesus every time.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And although I will say, I forgot to get this in earlier.
Rebirth.
There you go.
Nice.
When I was, I love that with almost any movie you can be like Con Air, we could probably do a religious analysis.
That's
Oh,
how
yeah.
Western
Yeah, that's
literature
how it
works.
works.
With the bunny? Is the bunny Jesus?
I don't know.
Okay.
The important thing is they didn't actually name the child Shelby. The baby's
Yeah.
name.
We're going back to this?
No, we're not. Okay. Oh, so As listeners may remember, I was convinced this movie took place in Georgia, and I was like, oh, is it Macon or Atlanta? What a naive person I was. But it was very hard to watch the whole first half of this movie because they kept referring to, I'm new in town.
Yeah, you were
It's
yelling
hard to
at the
get
TV.
used to this town.
Yeah.
We're going to take out the trash collection in town. I was like, I was losing my mind. They talked about the mayor of this town.
Yeah.
And then there was a Christmas festival that was called Christmas Festival. Oh, you came back for the Christmas Festival. I nearly got up and just picked up the TV and threw it. I didn't want
no.
to tell you, Beth,
Wow.
but that's what I was thinking about
Wow.
doing.
Should
And then
that
finally someone mentioned like Shreveport or something about.
Chinquin, whatever.
Yeah, they got very
Cherish.
specific
Yeah.
all of a sudden. It was as if
Parish.
halfway through filming, they're like, you know what, guys? We should specify.
Should we institute?
And then someone else is like, oh, but we already said he's a Louisiana lawyer.
Right.
But that doesn't mean anything.
No. Should we
Yeah.
Alliteration.
institute our own themed movie tests called the Molly Chase test, in which a movie takes the time to tell you where it's happening?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to say the whole title. Just tell us what town it's in or what region of the country.
Yeah, or just put up a little card that says New York, present day.
Yeah. Or
Population 52.
you get someone, I mean, we could have put Hannibal,
Jesus.
Darren on a bus at the very beginning,
That's
coming
true.
into town. Welcome to blah, blah, blah.
Or the bus driver could be like, last stop, Chinnequa Parish.
Well, it might be,
Easy.
oh, it's hard to get used to a new parish in Louisiana.
Sure.
They could have done anything. They didn't
But
know.
you said Louisiana lawyer didn't count.
It doesn't count because that just means he's from Louisiana. And it's about her family.
I see.
Yeah, we don't
So
care
I
about
was like,
dealing
I
with
thought
really
part of
don't.
the subtext might be he was taking her away from home
Yeah.
or that she had lured him from his home.
I see.
But then when they did all
With our
that
feminine
Louisiana
wiles.
style dancing and Louisiana style music,
Incredible
I was like, oh,
dancing.
they're merging cultures. And no, I was a dummy the whole time.
The dancers at the wedding were amazing.
Do you think you're just mostly mad because you thought it was Georgia and you wanted confirmation and you didn't
Yeah.
get it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
100%.
and it like, were you kind of mad that like Tom Skerritt kind of looks like Ted Turner, but he wasn't Ted Turner?
Does he?
He kind of does,
actually,
right? I feel like they have the same kind
I
of.
think if he played Ted Turner in a biopic, you'd
Yeah.
be like, sure.
He could pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd just have to grow a mustache.
He already has a mustache.
Well, a different mustache.
Oh my God, that's what the whole point
it's
of.
a specific mustache.
Well, that's what I was
Wow.
saying. He's already almost there.
He's almost there.
Jesus.
I was agreeing with you.
Wow.
No, you weren't.
I did. I sort of nodded.
You conditionally agreed with me.
That's fair. I just know
bullshit.
how much you hate Ted Turner.
Yeah. Is he still alive? I don't even remember.
So far, yes.
Okay.
Although I've been wrong about everything. So.
20 Roberts 5.
20 Roberts
20 Roberts 5.
Happy
I
20
can't
Roberts
wait.
5, everyone.
The year of Ted Turner.
Wait,
I don't know.
It's
Oh,
Roberts.
it's the year of Roberts.
Oh,
Eric
this isn't-
Roberts?
This isn't
No.
20 Turner 5.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's 20 Roberts 5.
It's turning 20 Roberts 5.
This is the best episode we've ever done.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.